Good morning slash evening slash afternoon, wherever it is where you are, and welcome back to the Traxion channel for another Traxion live stream. And I'm going to be back playing Project Cars once again, but not the original one this time. It's going to be Project Cars 2, and you lot watching this, welcome to the stream. You're going to be helping me through this career. You're going to be helping me pick which tiers, which championships I take part in next, and hopefully we can just have a bit of fun reminiscing over another old Project Cars game, and this one possibly revered as the most popular of them all, possibly considered the best of the Project Cars games. Of course, not everyone will agree with that. Some people will prefer the first game. Some people may, although probably not very likely, prefer the third game. But number 2 is where it's at for me, probably, and maybe for you as well. Either way, we're going to be playing it and finding out, because I have been playing the original Project Cars recently, so I've been building up a little bit of an idea of the good stuff, the bad stuff, what we remember with rose-tinted spectacles, and what was actually really, really good. So this time around, it's going to be slightly different. Project Cars 2, what has improved since Project Cars 1, where are the big differences, and how is it as an overall gaming experience? So, welcome to the chat, everyone. There's a lot of familiar names in here. We've got Thierry, Cactus back, welcome to Twilight. Hello, the Ray Spartan. How are we all doing? Question, I've been big into drifting, got super into LMU, K2 with the Mozart R9. Can you give a little overview of the pros and cons on Project Cars 2? Well, I guess that's what the stream's going to be about, Squabby. It's a little bit less serious in terms of the physics, a little bit less hardcore and extreme than the pinnacle of like realistic simulators. But it's also less, it's still like sim focused, so it will still give you an authentic driving experience. It could be a little bit car dependent, but we'll get into all of that as we go through. There's just the great thing about Project Cars is the depth of content, and obviously having a little bit of an immersive career mode. So yeah, we're going to jump in that, and we're going to basically fire on straight away, but I'll try and answer your questions as we go as well. When will LMU be on console? Benson, I don't know if you saw our video that we released yesterday, but we don't know a date yet. We just finally have confirmation that it will be coming to console, and work begins within the next few weeks. So Motorsport Games have said it'll be a next year thing, so there's no immediate plans for there to be, there are plans, of course. There's no immediate console release coming, but we know that it's been started to be worked on, and it will come at some point, most likely next year. So there you go. So we're going to create ourselves a new driver here on Project Cars 2, and we're going to start a career mode. We'll see how it begins, and you guys have a chance to look as well. So I'll hide my face for a second. We don't know yet who's doing the port, JJ, but we'll hopefully find out news very soon, and we'll obviously keep you updated on all of that. So yeah. Oh, cheers, Bensi. Cheers. It was very much, we found out the news the night before during the earnings call, so it was a quick cobble together, some thoughts and some notes, and Tom obviously is great for, he does amazing research and was watching all of the earnings call the night before, so we were able to bring you that information, but glad you enjoyed it anyway. So Tier 6, I think we're going to start at Tier 6. We've got Formula Rookies, which is Formula Ford. You've got Kart 1 Championship in the middle there, and then you've got the Ginetta Juniors Challenge. So we've got 3 to pick from. We're going to start in Tier 6. So I am going to host a poll, and you are going to vote as to which series we should run in. So Tier 6 series. Either Formula Rookies, which is actually Formula Fords, essentially, a kind of copyright-free version of Formula Fords. We've got karts, and we've also got Ginetta Juniors. So the poll is live, or is about to be live. There you go. Get your votes in. We're not going to keep it live for long, because I'm going to keep moving. So I'll maybe keep it open for around about 1 minute, and whichever series wins gets to be in the series. If it's a tie, I will pick. Oh, that's very kind of you to say, JJ. Really appreciate that. We do our best to be as objective as possible, but obviously when it comes to these things, there's always a bit of subjectivity there, and yeah, we've got to obviously take into account the fact that different people are going to have different opinions, and different people are looking for different things in games. So we try our best to be as objective as possible, whilst inputting obviously our own opinions and thoughts into things. And it's a challenge sometimes, because some people love hardcore sim racing, some people love an accessible game, single player, multiplayer. Different people have different priorities, so we try and look at it from all these perspectives. But it's I really appreciate that you've left that comment and you've been enjoying the videos. It means a lot. Right, 20, 30 seconds. We're going to be doing short seasons, Rune, I think, just to keep us moving through this, and to keep it interesting. So we're going to try short seasons and see how we go. And if this series, if you guys enjoy this stream and you want it to return, we'll maybe continue it as a series and see how far we get over time. But there's no guarantees to when. I'm actually going away next week to Holland, and then I'll be back later the week after. So there'll be a bit of pauses between this stream and the next stream, at least a week break. But we'll see what happens after that. Right, last 10 seconds of the vote. It looks like Formula Rookie's going to take it. 5 seconds left. There we go. Thank you all for voting. Formula Rookies it is. I'm not going to do one season per stream. I'm just going to stream for a while. So a set amount of time. We'll pick a good moment to stop. And so we'll hopefully get through more than one season because they're short seasons. But we'll have to wait and see how long the races are and stuff. Formula Rookies takes the win. So there we go. We're starting off in Formula Fords. Here's a little video. So you get a little preview, which is cool. Doesn't really say anything. In Project Cars 1, it would give you a little descriptor. In Project Cars 2, it just shows you some kind of nice shots of the cars going around to give you an idea. Okay. Here, as you can see, probably not going to be 5 hours this time. Twilight, we'll have to see. We have the Asia Championship, the UK Championship, or the US Championship to pick from. Now, one cool thing about Project Cars 2, as I said, they're short and full seasons, so we can change it to short, and it's 2 races. Once we get through this first championship, we unlock the Euro Championship, which is like there's like 2 tiers within each tier, if that makes sense. So you get through the regionals, and then you get towards a kind of more national championship. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Thierry, it's going to be around about a couple of hours, but we'll see how we go. I'm thinking maybe till 4 o'clock for us, so 2.5 hours total. So we've got Long Beach and Texas in the US Championship. We've got Knockhill and Alton for UK. That'd be pretty cool. Or we can go to Asia and do Sugo and Ruapuna. Oh, that is a tricky selection. I think Asia or US. I'm not going to do votes for every single thing, just because I think that would be a little bit much. Although we've got an option. You know what? I will do a quick vote. We'll do a very, very quick vote. Let's keep the choice going. So, which region? Let's say UK, US, or Asia. Now, obviously, I did UK in the Clio Cup when I last streamed Project Cars, so I was kind of thinking more Asia or US. But obviously, Knockhill is new to the Project Cars 2, so that would be quite cool to do. So I'll leave it as a little poll. You guys can vote UK, US, or Asia. And I'll mix it up throughout the different series as well. We're going to keep this one short, so we'll give it another 20 seconds. Looks like UK is winning anyway. US and Asia are very, very close, but UK definitely edging it. Yeah, Ruapuna is really cool. It actually came to the original Project Cars as a DLC circuit, and then it's been kept in Project Cars 2, so that's cool. Right, UK it is. We will do some of the Asian and US stuff later on, though, don't worry. I'll not do the same regions every single time. So, UK Formula Ford, kicking it off with Knockhill. I'm not going to complain about Knockhill. Rules and regulations, we get a practice, qualifying, and a race. We're not going to do the practice. We're going to jump straight into qualifying and just do a couple of laps, or however many laps we need to do to get a position. There's only one race, so we'll just do one qualifying lap. And, yeah, there we go. There's your points. Bonus point for fastest lap and qualifying pole position. We'll see how we go with difficulty, but I don't want to make it impossible to progress. So I want it to try and be balanced where I can set a lap in qualifying and then hopefully make some, if I'm not on pole, make some progress in the race. So I'll maybe start with around about 94% and see where we're at. Here we go though, our contract. Equip Montgolfier we are signing for the Formula Rookie contract. I'm going to confirm. So there we go. It's a bit different to the original Project Cars career. Oh, thank you so much, Squabby. Welcome. We've got a new member. Very much appreciate you joining us, and we'll hopefully bring you some early content in future. And we're looking into, as we go forward, more members perks that we can bring people. But always appreciate your support, I should say. So thank you so much for joining. Right, we can change settings here. So let's just go with skill level. We want it to be like, let's just try it at like 94. We'll try 92 for the start. We can bump it up. Aggression, I want to be pretty high, so we'll go with 80. We've got everything in here. I think we choose our race lengths when we actually get into the races. Project Cars 2 Career was different to Project Cars 1 because you don't get offered contracts and select one. You basically pick a series based on what you're allowed to pick, and then you can choose a livery, and that creates the contract with that car. So you've got invitational events as like a separate dashboard, which is a lot cleaner than the original Project Cars as well. And then you've also got this manufacturer's drive section, which is really cool. So you can build affinity with certain brands by doing career mode races, and doing that unlocks manufacturer events, which is very, very cool. Okay, not kill. Well, we'll check our emails first, actually. An email from our engineer and our manager. So our manager wants to wish us the best of luck for the season ahead. We know you have what it takes to be champion. And then a message from the race engineer as well, basically wishing me luck. Last year was tough for the team, so we're going to have some work to do. But I feel good about this. So we'll turn qualifying on. We'll do the races nice and short. We'll keep moving through it, as I say. So short races, one lap of qualifying. We'll treat it like a shootout so we can get warmed up and see where we're at speed-wise. And then from that point on, we'll decide how we progress. And whether we continue to do qualifying, whether we change the difficulty level, etc, etc. Oh, Squabby, that's hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. Obviously, we want to add more perks for members just to make it, to show our appreciation for you. Because obviously, it's great you're supporting us and appreciating us, but obviously we do this because of you guys, so we want to be able to give you something back. But yeah, honestly, massively appreciate joining. And yeah, I'm glad you're passionate about sim racing like I am. So, yeah, welcome. Okay. Another thing about Project Cars 2, loose and safe setups from the get-go. Loose setups are always a bit quicker. I know a lot about Project Cars 2 driving just because, and I'll get onto this a bit more, but I spent years working in a sim center which ran Project Cars 2 while I was working there. So I'm very much in the, let's say, the Project Cars 2 space when it comes to driving. A lot more so than I was knowledgeable of Project Cars 1. Not kill, though, I'm very, very familiar with. So this hopefully shouldn't take us too long. Move the mic away a little bit from the steering wheel. So one out lap, one hot lap, and then we're into the race. That's where we're going to treat it. Myself and my Traction colleague Ross McGregor actually did an official Scottish Motor Racing Club esports series on Project Cars 2 during COVID times when the SMRC decided to host an esports series. It was all broadcast, and the first round of that championship was actually Formula Rookies around Knockhill. So this is a combo. I mean, it was many years ago now. It would have been 2020. But we've done plenty of this combo. Yes, it is a PSR rig. James, this is the PSR3 that I'm using. So I love this rig. It's brilliant. So hopefully you'll have a great time with the PSR3 once you get it all set up and running. Right, we'll get onto our quality lap and then I'll check some of the comments. I did see someone asking, is this more Simcade than GT7? I guess what you mean by Simcade is do you mean more, when you say more Simcade-y than GT7, do you mean like less or more realistic? Because Simcade is a word that I guess people use to describe something that tries to straddle between a hardcore sim and an arcade racer, but it's a racing game based in reality, and it is sim focused, but it's just not quite as authentic in terms of the physics as you would get from the truly hardcore sandbox like simulators, like your iRacings and your sets of courses. This is a little bit more of what I would describe as a gateway drug to sim racing, where it's quite pick up and play, it's accessible, it's more realistic, I think, with a lot of cars than driving on something like Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport. But there are certain quirks to it that make it less realistic than those other titles. That's how I would describe it. Alright, first qualifying lap complete, and we're already on pole by half a second, so let's skip to the end of this one. We take pole by half a second from Matt Webb, who I know. I don't know if that's the Matt Webb I know, if his name's in there because he was part of the team developing it or not. But either way, looks like we're going to be off to a good start here at Knockhill.
Okay, it's your first career race. Let's get
yeah, realistic. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I would say on average. Oh, I've just jumped the start. I don't think I've been penalised, but I definitely jumped the start there. Oh well, we can always restart if it gives us a penalty, but I think I'm clear. So we'll definitely have to up the difficulty a little bit for the next race. But yeah, the force feedback, when I first loaded up this game, installed it again, and played it, the force feedback was a bit weird. It was like everything was delayed. There was a really weird heaviness and weightiness to it. But I did a quick bit of research to get the force feedback dialed in. I looked at someone else's recommended settings on YouTube, and I changed my Simucube settings as well, just to reflect what I use for AMS2, which is based on the same game engine, and suddenly the game came alive. So the force feedback on Project Cars 2 can feel pretty good. The issues I have with the driving physics revolve around just the car behaviors at certain moments, and also things like the curbs. Some curbs can be fine, other curbs really do kind of grab you in a really strange way. So that's the kind of thing we're working with.
Okay, mate, last lap. It's your last lap. Hold it together. Bring it home to the win.
It's a gateway drug to sim racing, is Project Cars 2. But like, if you can, I mean, obviously it's not for sale anymore. It's been delisted, so it's tricky. But if you get a physical copy from a game shop or second hand or however you access it, there's still a lot of joy to be had in Project Cars 2. I think it does career modes really, really well, which obviously we'll cover as we go through here. But you guys have already seen the amount of tiers and championships that you can pick from. You can start wherever you feel comfortable between tiers, I think 6 and 4 or something like that, or 6 and 3 even. And then you progress from there. There's a lot of variation. It's somewhat immersive. There's not like crazy cutscenes or a big story to it, but you've got this nice kind of progression that's not fully linear, which is always nice. And I like that you can choose the Asian series or the UK or the US, so you can keep that fresh. Anyway, first race done. We've amassed a 5-second lead, so we'll up the difficulty for the next one.
I'm sure that's the beginning of a bright future.
We'll use this as our little test. Now I did have my fan plugged in, but it's disconnected somewhere, so we're gonna melt today. Excellent. Okay, yeah, increasing tire pressures reduces the curb effects. Yeah, this is the thing. The curb effects are very... There's just a very specific weirdness to it with some cars. Like, in the Formula A car, for example, at Silverstone, if there's certain exit curbs, as soon as you get onto them, it tugs you in. It's just really weird. It's a bit like a bank in rallying or something like that. 31 points in the first race. So that's a good start to the championship. Our teammate was Martin Franek, was 7th. So we also get team standings in Project Cars 2, which is cool. Okay, let's up the difficulty for round 2 and see where we're at. Because as you can see, the skill level at this game, it goes beyond 100. So we'll put it on 100. The AI can change setups above 80, so they will be using custom setups. But we will jump straight into Oulton Park and see how we go in that one. Yeah, they did a lot right with Career Ken. It's interesting. It's quite a quick transition from Project Cars, the original, to Project Cars 2. Was quite a short space of time. I think it was only 2 years or less than. And there are a lot of differences. Like, I was trying to remember how big the differences were, and obviously revisiting the games gives you a chance to refresh your mind on that. And I kind of, in my head, thought they were pretty similar. And they are similar in some ways, like the look of the game's quite similar. It was already brilliant in Project Cars, but I think they actually made a lot of very noticeable improvements for Project Cars 2. One of them, and you will have noticed this already if you, or you wouldn't have actually because I've not raced the AI properly, but one thing you will notice when I get into a scrap, Project Cars 1, especially in single-seaters, when you try and race against the AI, the contact is wild. Like, the AI railroad you off the track, they ignore you're there, they drive over the curbs, they cut the corners, and it's just a bit difficult to actually have a natural race with the AI, especially in Formula cars or high downforce cars, because they can just grip the road better than you. It's as if they have super softs on and you're on hard tyres. That was the problem in Project Cars 1. Project Cars 2, I jumped in a couple of Formula A races to get set up, and I'm doing a bit of research towards a video project we're working on, which you will see in the coming weeks. But I was amazed at how much better the AI racing was. Like, I could actually have a decent battle with AI cars straight out the box in Formula A, and I could get through the first few laps without crazy contact, and it's not perfect. There's still remnants of that Project Cars 1 AI issue, but it was a lot better. It was a lot better. Right. Qualifying attempt number 2, Oulton Park Fosters. We can obviously secure a top 2 in this race. We've pretty much got the championship sealed. But let's see if 100 difficulty is better for us. Helps when you know the tracks really well, and obviously I do know these 2 tracks very, very well indeed. So there's a little bit of a curb example where I kept the lock on. As soon as I got in the curb, you'll notice the car kind of straight lines a little bit. Oh, AI personalities, nice, okay. So were you were working on this game? Am I right in saying, Yorkie? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, nice, awesome. I recognize your name very, very well from either it's watching YouTube videos or from something else, but I instantly recognize the name, so welcome. No, I spent a lot of time driving on Project Cars 2 because of the sim stuff. The sim sensor, it really gave me a lot of time to just kind of try all the different car and track combos in this game and really, you know, get dialed in with it. And I enjoyed it, but there were certain cars that were frustrating. But when you find a good combo and you find the good tracks for those combos, it can be really, really satisfying. Yeah, Insider's Guide, nice. Okay, so it looks like I'm on pole again. Let's see if we can we fast forward it like we can? I know we can skip to the end, and I don't know if that will actually simulate everyone's laps or not. So let's just see. Second place right now is a 107.9. And it ended as a 107.9. So I'm not sure if simulating the session actually lets the AI set times. But either way, we're on pole again for race 2. So it looks like we're going to walk this first championship. We'll need to up it again for the next one. Oh, it does sim laps. All right, great. I wasn't sure if it actually simmed the laps or if it just skipped them, if that makes sense. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let a few cars go past at the start here. And we'll obviously up the difficulty for the next one. But I want to show you a little bit of racing action here. So we're just going to let a few go. And then hope I can get back past them. So in the first game, when you're racing like Formula Golf, for instance, on a high difficulty level, the AI would carry more speed through the corners. You'd be faster on the straights, but they would carry more speed through the corners, and they would pretend you're not there, so they would just railroad you off wide if you're on the outside line, for instance. So here, there's a little bit of that going on, but it's not nearly as extreme, and it feels like you're actually racing a more natural being rather than just a car that's essentially on a train track, if that makes sense. So here we go outside. No contact. The car on the inside is making room for me. We've got through there up to third. It wasn't the case in Project Cars 1 that some of the slower cars were all terrible to race. Like, I had loads of fun in the Clios, for example. The Ginetta Juniors were great fun to race as well. So you could have good races, but you still saw some of those traits kind of sneaking in. But it was fine because you were bumper to bumper in a Clio. It wasn't going to make as big a difference. When you're racing a Formula car, obviously, you hook wheels. Okay, the 99 there getting on the grass. But they're pretty slow on Round Alton for some reason compared to Knockhill. But then, yeah, when you got on the faster cars, that's when it would truly be exposed, those issues. So it's it is a big step forward.
Don't let him pass in the final sector. Keep pushing.
I don't think it's weird at all, Thierry, because the graphics are similar, but they should be a little bit better because obviously it's been worked on, right? It's 2 years more development, and obviously the graphics weren't the biggest area that needed focused on. The graphics were always really strong in Project Cars 1, but it should look a bit better, and I think it does. The other big thing about Project Cars 2, aside from the massive amount of content, there were double the amount of locations on launch compared to Project Cars 1. There were 60 instead of 30. It was also the weather system. Again, weather was pretty good in Project Cars. The rain was pretty immersive, and it was all very exciting. But Project Cars 2 added thunderstorms, added snow and blizzards and all sorts of stuff. And it just took the weather to another level too. Like the puddle build-up was even more spectacular. Obviously the variations in time of day and everything, it's just phenomenal. I'm sure we'll come across at least some rain later on. Still some weirdness with the AI though, like driving over the grass and stuff like that, absolutely.
Great job. You were the best out there today. First class.
Yeah. I'm just seeing Craig's comments. Yeah, you do see certain traits coming through because it's essentially been built off the same engine, right? So it's like a development of the same thing. I guess, well, I'm sure, and I'm sure Yorkie could attest to this. I am very confident that it's not an easy thing to sort, but that's not an excuse for AI not being as good as you want it to be, of course. It's just, I'm sure if it was easy, it would have been sorted much earlier, right? So it must be providing a challenge. We've taken the win again, so we need to up the difficulty. That's a good start, though. We're just kind of finding our feet. But it's 2 wins in 2 races. We're going to win the UK Championship, and we're going to head to the European Championship. So because we finished in a certain position, I don't know you don't have to win the championship to progress, by the way. You just have to do something. I don't know what the terms are for progression, whether you have to finish top 3 or whether you have to win a race, or I'm not sure. But as you can see, we've passed, unsurprisingly, with 2 wins. And there you go, 1 Formula Rookie UK Championship. The accolade has been earned. And now we are into the Euro Championships. We've got 3 races: Algarve, Donington, and Red Bull National. So 2 European tracks and a British track. If we did the full calendar, it'd be 5. But I'm going to keep it to 3 so we can keep moving through the different championships. I'm going to up the difficulty though. So we're going to now try 110. That might be too big a jump, actually. No, we'll give it a try. We can always fight back later on, right? Let's try 110. Longer circuit Algarve as well, so it's going to take us a bit longer to do a lap. Top 5. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 100% Thierry. All the way to pro. What, 220? Yeah, but then we're gonna fall into that territory of things not being physically possible. So let's go with this. We're waiting until we get allowed out of the pits. We'll go through some of the camera angles as well. So you've got this kind of over-the-shoulder camera, which is very cinematic, and if you turn off the HUD, it actually looks pretty replay-like. I'll show you this. This looks great for like capture. Although it is very strange driving over someone's shoulder. Then we've also got the helmet cam, which again is great. You've got that natural wobble to it. You've got the kind of depth of field effect where certain things are more in focus than others, and I just think this is such a cool camera angle. Again, one that's been adapted by Sims in modern times, and yes, it's maybe not the best if you're taking things seriously and trying to do as well as you can because of the movements and stuff, but it does give you an immersive, realistic feeling, which I like. And when you drive a car with a full-face helmet, you have the muffled sound, but when you drive like an open-face vintage car, you don't see the helmet there and you don't have the muffled sound as much. It's really smart. Okay, so Algarve is a track I obviously also know very well, but not necessarily in a Formula Rookie, so let's see if we can stick to the 110 AI. I'm so glad, Tom, that the stream's got you playing the Project Cars games again, though, because I'm glad you've been enjoying it. It's just really, really fun sometimes to revisit old games, and because it's been long enough, you kind of forget what they were like a little bit, and it's like you get to relive those moments a little bit. Oh, that's a big lockup. This car, of course, has no downforce. It's all mechanical grip, so you've got to be intelligent with how you drive it. Hey Tobin, how's it going? I really enjoyed it at the time as well. The thing was, when Project Cars first came to light, and Project Cars 2, it was an era that we already had iRacing. We already had R-Factor and R-Factor 2 even. We already had Automobilista, Game Stock Car. We already had Assetto Corsa. So because the physics weren't quite as, like, let's say, quite as realistic as those games, let's be honest, for the hardcore sim racers, there were a lot of complaints, and they felt like maybe, you know, it wasn't catering to them as well as it could. But for slightly more relaxed racing fans who didn't need to be in top level, you know, fully realistic esports, that actually were able to enjoy a racing game that was, you know, good enough in terms of the handling and was immersive and had a career mode and all of these things, good graphics. This was just such a good title for that. So it like pleased the 90%, I would say, and it maybe let down the 10% who were looking for the next iRacing. And obviously because it was on console, that was the big thing. Because this game was available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, it was a way for console users to actually experience something closer to a sim than maybe they had a chance to experience before with Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo. But these debates rumble on all the time, you know. Is Gran Turismo more of a sim than Project Cars? Well, I think it's very situational dependent. The AI in Gran Turismo with Sophie are incredible. Some cars in Gran Turismo with the rain effects and things feel incredibly good and feel like a proper simulator, and other ones just feel like a game. And it's sort of similar with Project Cars, but to different degrees and with different vehicles, let's say. this Formula Rookie feels a lot more like a Formula Ford than driving something like this would be on Gran Turismo, put it that way. Okay, we're coming to the end of our qualifying lap. Whoa. No limited slip on the curb. Let's see how we are compared to the AI in this one. Yeah, the VR. It's a good point, actually. Okay, wow, look, we're way off the AI pace here. 2:01 on the first lap, 3.2 off. Let's see if I can go slightly faster, just to get an idea, but we might have to take a bit more than we could chew here. Yeah, even now on this lap, I'm only a tenth up. I've got 3.2 seconds to find to pull, so that's not going to happen. We can maybe find 2 tenths. Probably, well, we could probably find a second if we really tried. But hey, we can still win this championship with a good result in the last 2 races. We'll see how the first one goes. Oh, big snap. Right, anyway, we weren't going to beat it by much, so we're going to be at the back of the grid. Let's see if the race is better, though. We'll return to pits. We'll skip to the end. We are actually ahead of 1 car. Will we be if I skip the session? Yes, 202.3. I still need to see evidence that the AI cars actually set faster lap times after you skip to the end of a session, so I'll maybe try an early skip later on to see. Like, once they've set 1 lap time, will they actually improve? I'm sure they will, but I just haven't seen it yet. What, a comeback drive? Or a crash? I know. But I'm sorry, but John Monroe Special could mean so many different things, James. Just before I do this race, I'm going to go and grab my cable for the fan, because it's been like 30 degrees in Scotland, and again, the buildings are not built for this, so with all the lights on, I'm going to need a fan, so give me a second. Okay, that's better. Fan is up and running. Yeah, okay, Tom. That's what I'm trying to check with Tom as well. So to me, it feels like when you skip the session, and that's exactly why. Do you remember when I played Project Cars 1? If you're watching those streams, I wouldn't skip the session. I would fast forward the session, because then you would see the lap times coming in. I feel like in this game, it's like when you skip it, it locks it there, but unless they haven't set a lap time, and then they will set a lap time. But I might be totally wrong. Yorkie will know more, but that's what I pick up anyway. Okay, yeah, we were gonna Project Cars 4. We're definitely gonna speak about Project Cars. I would love to know more about the Project Cars 4 story as well, Yorkie, for Traction as well. So we'll maybe need to get in touch with you, because we're working on something at the moment about Project Cars, and yeah, it'd be great to catch up, or speak to some folk about what Project Cars 4 could have been. So I'll maybe need to send you a message after this. Awesome, thank you. Right, let's give this a go. It's probably going to be too difficult, but I will do my best. Let's see if the AI is fast in the race. We'll go back to the original view. Decent start on the hand clutch. Review for this Mercedes F1 wheel, by the way, finally coming this weekend, so keep your eyes peeled. Oh, round the outside. I'll take advantage of the AI being a bit tentative at the early stages, and then see how many positions we can hold if the pace isn't good enough. I do feel like we're stronger early half of the lap and then weaker in the second half. But look, I can actually have a side-by-side race of sorts without them just completely driving into the side of me. So it is different straight away. Nice, P3. This is where I think the AI are going to drive away, but let's just see if we can see what they do differently and try and copy it, because obviously I can go faster. When you're into professional sim racing and esports, you generally, when you do the first few laps of a track and car combo, you feel like you're closer to the limit than you actually are, and then when you've done, you know, half an hour or an hour of practice, suddenly you find like you're 3 seconds, 4 seconds faster than you were at the start. So being 3.2 off of pole probably means that, you know, with far too much practice, I could be up there with them, but let's just see. We're hanging with them right now, though. Then we seem to struggle here a little bit, lose the slipstream. Look at the speed of the car behind. Gonna slipstream straight past us. Of course, they're on custom setups. I'm on the loose default setup, so it's not. It is kind of custom. Right, I think we've got the top end though. We're gonna leave room. Oh, see, I left the room, and look, the AI didn't just railroad me off or turn in and do anything crazy. We actually both got through the corner. I think they backed out of it, to be honest. And having that aggression slider does allow you to make adjustments to the AI's behaviour as well in a different way to the original game. So that definitely helps. Oh, I hope. Do you want the rain, Thierry? I can imagine you would want the rain over there. I've definitely also, Yorkie, I've seen your stuff. I don't know if it's YouTube. I feel like I've definitely seen your videos if you make videos. And if not, I'm remembering things wrong. We're not far off the win here. It's close. Maybe that's it. Maybe we qualify off the pace but learn the track with one lap, and then suddenly we can fight back through in the race, because looks like the AI are maybe a bit quicker in qualifying than the race. We might even go for the win here. Let's try. Keep it clean though. Yeah. Move done. They didn't try and fight me too hard. I thought they were going to drive into the back of me, but they didn't. So again, more evidence of the upgrade in the AI. But, oh no, bad run. We're going to defend the inside. Force them to go outside, but they lifted. Okay, so that, see, in real life, they wouldn't have lifted there. If I was going to cover the inside, they would have gone further inside, or they would have gone outside. But instead, they hit the brakes. But look at this now. I've got two of them behind me. I might have to up the aggression level, because I felt like I kind of cheated my way to winning that by blocking. But I wasn't doing anything illegal. I was just doing what a racing driver would do, and the AI couldn't quite cope with it, I think. But there you go. I did not expect to win that race from the back of the grid, but here we are. Yeah, I was going to say, Yorkie, I remember, I'm talking about years ago as well. Like, if it was more recently, I was seeing more videos, I think I just feel like it's very familiar to me. Yes, Angus, absolutely. Kimmy, that was 2020, wasn't it, or 21? I think it was 2020, COVID year, and he was in the Sauber, and he had a softer tyre compound than everyone else at the start of the race, and the track temperature meant that everyone was on ice, and Kimmy was just able to drive through about 13 of them. It was brilliant. Is that what you meant, James? Was the John Monroe special me going through the field? Right, look, fastest lap time, 2 minutes dead, 0.7. So my qualifying lap was around about a 2:01, 2 minutes dead. Pole position was a 1:58, I think. So actually, they're just slower in the race, and that also matches not kill. I was on pole by half a second, and in the race I was 3 seconds a lap quicker. So maybe we just keep the difficulty somewhere around there and try and, you know, do one lap of qualifying to get ourselves familiar, and then and maybe get a few spaces, and then see what happens in the race. Donington Park next. What I am going to do, though, I'm going to make a small adjustment. Because all we're doing is tweaking to find the perfect settings, right? I'm going to up the aggression to 86. let them have a bit more of a go at me. And we'll maybe take it down to 108. Let's give that a try. Oh, thank you. It was whatever I believed. Oh, maybe. Maybe. That's a good point with the fuel, actually. So for qualifying, hang on. Do we have a full are we full of fuel for qualifying? Because that might give us a better chance to set a reasonable lap. And it would explain why we're so much... Oh, there's rain, so... Fuel load 50 laps. There you go. Right, so if we take down the fuel to 7 laps, we could obviously do less. Automated tyres by weather, that's fine. This, by the way, is the game that had the incredible race engineer, where you could click, like, you could do a few laps and then say, oh, I feel like the car was struggling, so I'm going to click downforce. And then it asks you, what's the issue with the downforce in the car? Are you slow in the straights? Do you keep spinning on fast corners? I think that's brilliant. And then you can say, right, okay, if I'm not an engineer, I can actually ask my engineer to help me with the setup by telling him things that I understand. So yeah, the car doesn't turn in. Okay, you're suffering from turn and understeer. Usually in this case, we'd suggest increasing front downforce, but because this car is a Formula Ford, you can't do that. So then you go, all right, I keep spinning out in fast corners. It would say, normally I would advise increasing the rear downforce. This can't be adjusted. I'd recommend looking at the suspension area to see if there's anything we can adjust there instead. So it's intelligent. It's giving me options. It's saying, okay, this car doesn't have those settings. It's too simple. But I'd recommend going to the suspension setups, which we'll do here. And if we say the car doesn't turn into the corners, then it says, okay, sounds like understeer. Where in the corner is this happening? Is it when you turn in? Is it through the corner? I'm like, oh, okay, it's when I turn in. And then here's some suggestions. Firstly, we can stiffen the front spring to make the car more responsive. The other thing we can do depends on whether or not you're bottoming out. So that's if I'm like touching the ground when I don't want to be, essentially. And then if I'm not, you can lower the front ride height. I think that's such a good feature in a racing game. Like, the reality is, okay, some drivers are engineers, but lots of racing drivers are not engineers. And they have an engineer in real racing who the driver can translate what they're feeling on circuit, the engineer can make setup changes based on that, and then the driver begins to learn what they do. So in sim racing, we have to be our own engineers normally. We have to make those setup changes and know the information ourselves. Here, it's like a real driver situation where you can say what's wrong with the car, they'll give you the setup changes, and then you can just have it implemented straight away. Or you can ignore it, or, you know, whatever it might be. I think it is genius. And Yorkie's the one who did it. Well done. Love this. Absolutely love this. Let's get out of here, though. We'll save... Okay, all I've done is taken out fuel, so let's just... I don't really want to have to create a new setup every single time, so let's just call it loose quali, or loose Q. And we'll give it a go. We're in the wet, though, so I think... I have a sneaky suspicion the AI are going to be stronger in the wet, but let's see. %, O's.
Remember, you won't have much grip on the outlet. Bring the tyres up to temperature before you start pushing.
Okay, let's see then. We're on wet tyres. Let's see how we can stick with the AI. We've taken out a lot of fuel. Again, a track I'm very familiar with in the wet. I think we're on wets, Terry, but these Formula Ford cars have a... I believe they have like a universal tyre that's like an all-weather tyre, but I might be wrong. Great speed through McLean's. They're already on a lap. I'm not going to ruin the AI's lap. I know it's a game, but... I think it's Donington National, so we should go straight to the chicane. Oh, give me a break, Callum. Give me a breather. Don't you worry. If you want to do last to first, you've got to start somewhere. Right. Let's start our qualifying lap and see where we're at. The AI, the first two cars have set identical lap times, so that's going to be interesting. Got reasonable grip in the wet, but not too much. As you can see there, I went in a bit too hot. Got on the curb. So that's cost me half a second anyway. Oh, AI car on the grass and the curb. Managed to hold on to it, but they lost a lot of speed, so that's good. And we're going to take the slipstream and then hopefully get them before McLaren's. That'll do. Not a terrible lap. Not a great lap. But it's, whenever we're doing these one-lap qualifying sessions, it's not really a surprise. No, I don't, Helen, don't worry. Overcast is OP for realism. Interesting. Maybe a bit too tentative into the last chicane. Just didn't want to mess up the whole lap. Pole's a 121.5. I don't think we're going to get that. But are we going to be somewhere in the middle of the pack here? 123.3. Yeah, so last. 1.8 off. So everyone is within 6/10. But I reckon we've got the race pace because I didn't do the best lap. And we learned from the last one. So let's just skip to the race. Don't know if it's going to be dry or wet. Looks like it's heavy cloud forecast. Track temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit, which I don't know how hot that is in terms of degrees. Let's do it. Back of the grid. Yeah. That makes sense. Incredibly realistic in overcast mode. I think you're about right. Okay, let's do another last to first challenge then around Donington. More aggressive AI. Slightly, a couple of clicks lower on the difficulty, but we'll see how that feels. Ooh, okay. It's not wet, but it's not a huge amount more grippy. I was expecting a tiny bit more grip than I got in turn 1, but it worked fine. They're always just a little bit tentative on the opening lap. But hopefully the aggression slider being higher means that they're less likely to just back out of a side-by-side or something. But I want them to be a little bit more realistic racy. So there you go. White cars had to lift a bit. And we've gone around the outside. Oh my goodness. Grass is slippery. Still wet from qualifying, presumably. We're on to the podium. Stay in third. Yeah, the AI nailed that one, and then I think once they begin to stretch their legs a little bit, once they spread out, I should say. So let's see. Oh. P2 having a look there for a moment, and then pull back in. But it's actually given us a good run out the chicane. I think we are going to have to up the difficulty a bit more, because that's 2 races now where I feel on top of them. Not great through turn 1, let's be honest. Cheers, Thierry. One more race after this one, guys, and then you'll get to vote for the next championship. It's been a good start, though. So far, 3 wins from 3. Let's see if we can make it 4 from 4. Oh, the red one's got a great run. You have to leave room on the left. Still on the outside. Oh, and then they backed out. Last minute they backed out there. I left the room. Oh. I'm going to struggle to get P1 in this race because they're quick through here. It's going to have to be a good exit from the last chicane. It's all on the last chicane. We're going to have to go full Leroy Jenkins. Oh, I tried. Didn't want to take too much sausage curb in case it threw us off. Ah, well. Tell you what, we'll take P2. It's good points in the championship. That was a great little race, though. Thoroughly enjoyed those little short, sharp bursts. I tried, Thierry, but don't worry, yeah, we're still going to win the championship, as long as I can keep it together in the last race. We're hopefully still going to at least progress, right? So Gary Brown takes the win. I think Gary was second in the first round as well. I got fastest lap. Yeah, we've got a 2 point... No, Gary took more points than us in that race, but I took fastest lap, so that's good for us. Teams-wise, Equip Montgolfier are second, so we're not winning the Teams Championship. But we are, as you can see, by 1 point leading the drivers. And one thing I've noticed that's different here compared to Project Cars 1, in Project Cars 1, the quality of the driver AIs were very much like equal and random, I think. So the driver who finished second one week might finish 5th or 10th or 17th the next week. And it meant that the championships were, you know, as long as you were consistently near the front, or, you know, even if you had a couple of bad races, you wouldn't fall behind because the points were spread. Now, in this, what I'm noticing is you've got the same driver finishing on the podium twice and taking a win. So Gary's been first and second. Andrew's also had 47 points, so not far behind as well. So I think maybe the AI personality thing, which Yorkie mentioned earlier, means that certain cars are going to, or certain rivals are going to have maybe better performance than others. I'm not 100% sure, but I get that feeling. But it's still good. It's not as if it's exactly the same order, right? And the speed were not... I mean, it was only 7 tenths between 1st and 11th on the grid. Oh, nice, Richard. Radicals and those kind of sports Libra cars. The most recent car I raced was like a similar thing to a Radical. It was a Spire GT3, but not a GT3 in the way that you'd know it, like a bit more like a Radical. And it was, yeah, it was, so it's just so much fun to drive, so direct. Oh, nice one, Yorkie. All right, I'm loving this. I'm loving having you here for the info. Next up is Red Bull Ring, but it's a short version, so it's going to be very snappy, this race. We'll maybe make it a 3-lapper, and I'll up the difficulty just slightly. I know we came second in that race, but I think running at around about 110, where we were at the Algarve, was probably about right, and the aggression I'll go up to 90. So we'll go 110, 90. And then what we'll do is we'll up the race to 3 laps, because it's such a short lap. Oh yeah, BOP on different tracks is cool. The thing is, Tom, like, I think the thing about the championship being easier or more difficult, the tricky part about that is it's so AI dependent. Like, if I'm trying to be realistic and like set the AI to a number in Project Cars 1 that I can beat by, like, if I beat the Clio championship on the hardest difficulty, but then the next championship on the hardest difficulty was way more difficult. So you kind of have to pull it down to match your speed, and I guess that's the thing with all these games. It's easier or harder to win championships, but at the end of the day, it's not, because you can choose the difficulty that works for you. So for me, what I want is consistency between series and consistency between rounds. So if I know that, you know, a difficulty level of 110 means that I'm always going to have a chance of winning, but I'm going to have to work for it, or, you know, and the consistency is there across the different circuits, then I'm happy. If I feel like I have to change the difficulty by 10 points every different circuit because of the way that the AI work around different places, that's when it becomes an issue for me. Hopefully we'll get some more mixed weather conditions later on in this. Show you the different views. So we've also got the obviously the chase cam, which is going to be more popular for controller users than wheel users, but it looks pretty good. We're probably going to qualify last anyway, so this is just to get a flavour. It's actually saved my low fuel setup as well, which is good, so we can just run with that. But again, that doesn't really matter. You can go heavy fuel and then, you know, have a lower difficulty. It's really irrelevant. Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's it, Tom. Like, feels very inconsistent, right?
Okay, good luck.
Right, last qualifying session, Formula Rookies. Hopefully we're going to either win the championship or be top 3, and then we can move on to the next tier. I've got a question about the new PXN wheels. I don't have an opinion on the PXN wheels yet, Super Dario, sadly, because I've not actually tried them. So I can't tell you, but we've done PXN. We've tried some of the PXN wheels in the past, not the new direct drive line, and found them to be great value for money in terms of the power that you get for the cost, but not the best in other ways. Bit of a mixed opinion on them, from not me personally, but from the Traction team. So we've actually done we included the PXN wheels in a recent video about budget steering wheels, but obviously this new range, let's say, is cheap and has decent performance stats, so it's all about how they actually perform in reality. Hopefully either we'll be able to let you know in future, or someone else who has reviewed them will give you a good opinion on them, but sadly I can't at the moment. But if you're looking to get into sim racing, get a new wheelbase, I'd recommend watching our recent budget wheel guide, because it's got some good wheels in there. Alright, first qualifying lap was not great, I'll be honest. I was 3.1 off the pace. I wasn't really driving very well. So we can definitely find a bit of time, but it doesn't really matter. We're doing one qualifying lap, that's the rule. So we shall skip to the race. Andrew Currens is on pole position, but our championship rival, Gary, is down in 9th, so that's good for us. So maybe Gary's not the biggest threat, maybe Andrew is the threat. I'm just going to check the setup that I saved. It should still have low fuel. If I can remember, I think it was in the differential settings, was it? No, it was in the engine in settings, which makes sense. Fuel load 5 laps. Yeah, there you go. Or 11 laps, 5 litres. Okay, so we can save a setup at the start of this championship in each car, and then we've got less fuel, so makes sense.
Final race.
Let's do it.
Don't leave anything on the table. This one's going to come down to...
Oh, nice one, Legacy. Welcome to the stream. Oh, that's awesome. Well, hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully we give you some entertaining races throughout the stream. 3 laps of Red Bull National to win this championship. I've got my championship rival there on the left, Gary. Going to take that position immediately into turn 1. Let's see. Don't want to go too aggressive because we don't know if we're going to get wheels caught with the AI. Bit of understeer, but then we can get the power on nice and early. That's worked in our favour. 2 teammates up ahead. Right, P6. Oh, nice, yeah. The short version of Red Bull Ring's a great like beginner circuit because it's so easy to learn. But you do, and you get those last 2 corners, which I think are absolutely epic. It does miss some of the good corners, of course, but it's a pretty good track to get going. There's one of those grabby curbs that I talked about. We'll go on the outside though, P5, 2 laps to go. Ah, nice. Are you a pal with Gary? Or did you slip something into his drink last night? He's not got qualifying right, has he? Oh, okay. Wow, that was horrible. I was going to go for the old cutback, but the blue one parked on the apex, so that did not work in my favour. It's Andrew now we've got to watch out for, because Andrew's leading this race. Andrew could sneak the championship from under our nose here. Or no, he's not leading the race, he's 2nd, so that's fine. It's all up in the air, but I want to win the championship so I get the accolade. We'll progress either way at this stage. Alright, if I can get him into the 2nd to last corner, then I've got a chance of nailing the first corner with a free run, hopefully. There we go. Oh, nope. No downforce. Could not get it turned on that line, which is fair enough, and now I'm actually getting past. P6. Ooh. Is it going to be enough points? And now I'm not... I thought I was going to get up to at least 4th there, and instead I'm down to 6th.
Go for the overtake. Come on, go for it.
Right, nail turn 1. Okay, AI have kind of settled down now a little bit, and they start to stretch their legs speed-wise, so it's not going to be enough. That's the thing. Once the opening lap's done and the cars spread out a bit, they don't get held up as much, and the pace really comes through. I am someone who, honestly, I've always traditionally been wild racing a career mode player, right? I'm always someone growing up as a kid that wanted an accessible career mode racing game that I could just play whenever if I was on a laptop away somewhere or if I was at home with the rig set up. But I got into competitive sim racing from a young age as well. Like when I was 13, I was doing league racing, but I didn't really do that much multiplayer ranked racing. I did a lot more career mode stuff or organised league racing. And obviously nowadays the landscape of gaming's changed a lot. The multiplayer ranked racing is a lot more common and popular, and I absolutely love it. So it very much depends. It's very, very situational dependent. It's very, yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? It is just situation dependent. So I'll have the games that I really enjoy the ranked online system on, and then I also really want an authentic career mode that I can pick up and play in my own time, and that's the key thing here. Like, online racing is very reliant on a time slot, or this race starts in half an hour, it's this combo. Are you ready for it? Have you practiced for it? Your race lasts this long. When it's a career mode or something on single player, you can get immersed in a story, you can fire through different races, there's no consequences, so you don't have to worry about being prepared enough not to crash into someone. You can just pause at any time, save at any time, and for me that's a really important part of racing. So it's a really, really boring answer, but I am one who likes both. Did we get fastest lap? We actually did a 56.5, and I think that's fastest lap. So we get a point. No, 56.3 for the guy in 7th. Okay, weren't fastest. Is our teammate that was fastest, interestingly. Does that mean we don't win the championship? Let's see. Oh, we get it by 1 point. We do win the championship. Okay, so Andrew was second, Steve Bird third. Gary dropped out of the podium in the end. Shame for him. And we didn't win the team's championship. We were third because my teammate didn't do great, finishing down in 10th. But anyway, we've done it. Look at that. Piece of art. Formula Rookie Champion. It's time to pick our next challenge. But yeah, I think that we're happy with it. I'm happy with this difficulty level. We've had a first, a second, and a 6th in that series. So that feels pretty good to me. Okay. Here we go. You've successfully completed the series and you can now advance to the next. It's time for a vote. And we've completed the season. Advance to the next tier or select a new motorsport from the same tier. We will advance to the next one. 4 podiums, 3 wins, 140 points. And the accolade for winning the Formula Rookie European Championship. Oh, and here we go. So this is our first invitational unlock. We won that championship. It means we've unlocked the Japanese Street Trophy. And they can be participated in any time, which is really cool. So you can, unlike the last game where it's like on a calendar basis, this one you can just choose to jump into it. Okay, so interesting options here. We've got 4 different paths opened up. We've got Formula C, which is like Formula 3 cars. We've got the sports car lights, which is going to be your radicals and things like that, as in the same type that Richard in the chat races in real life, and the same type as I've been driving recently. You've got the Ginetta GT5 Challenge, which is always going to be hugely fun touring car style racing, and then you've got the Renault Clio Cup. Now I'm going to eliminate the Clio Cup from the options because I did a lot of that in the original Project Cars. I'm going to let you pick between the Ginetta GT5 Challenge, sports car lights, and Formula C. So we're going to get a poll going. And I do have a preference. I know what I want you guys to pick, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to sway it. And I'll tell you afterwards whether you picked what I would have picked. So Formula C, sports car lights, or Ginetta GT5. That's your 3 options. The poll begins now. I'm going to set a 1-minute timer on this. So we've got 1 minute to vote. There's also Rallycross, which gets unlocked in the next tier as well, which is cool. There's a new thing for Project Cars 2 that wasn't in the original. Formula Renault 3.5 is in the next tier. Epic. Basically the Formula 2 of its day, alongside GP2 and Formula 2. Love that championship. You've got Group C in the next one as well. You've got GT4s, Cayman Cup, and Group A touring cars. So Tier 4, that is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to do Tier 4. Might get to it today, we might not. Let's see. The vote at the moment is swaying towards sports car lights, just from Ginetta GT5. We've got 20 seconds to go in the vote. Keep them coming in. It's close. No votes for Formula C, but I think I'm glad you guys are not voting for Formula C because I would love to do it, but we've just done Formula Rookie, so it'd be nice to try something different. 4 seconds. Oh, it's so close at the end. It's so close in the end, but look at that. Sports car lights just edged it. And I'll be honest, that is exactly what I wanted you guys to vote for. I was hoping it would be sports car lights. I would have been very happy with GT5s, don't get me wrong. The racing would have been incredible. But I wanted to try the sports cars. And also because we've got Richard in the chat as well. Let's drive something a bit different. Group C is the next one. Next tier. I think it is anyway, Prototype C. Okay, here you go. Little preview video for sports car lights, so you can see it's like, it's probably the Jaguar Palmer and maybe a Radical, I'm not sure, we'll have to see. It looks like the Palmer Jaguar though. And there's the Radical in the photo, so your sports car lights British Championship. Now I'm guessing that is essentially what Richard is racing in real life. The kind of real equivalent of what this would be in the game, right? So there you go. We've only got the UK Championship. That's kind of annoying because if I'd have known that, I might have picked the Asian or the US one from the first tier, but we've only got a UK option here. So it's going to be Donington Park and Oulton Park, 2 tracks we've already done, but it is the way it is. So there's no vote here. Rules and regulations, you got 1 race, 1 practice, 1 qualifying, same as before. So let's dive in. And we do have a choice, perfect. So we've got the Caterham, it's not the, I said that was the Palmer Jaguar, I'm talking nonsense, it's the Caterham SP300R. And you can see the stats there, it's like a 180 miles an hour, 2.8 seconds. It's what I would call a sports Libra car, or I guess it's like what a lot of people think of as a mini prototype, but it's like a, I don't know how to explain these cars, but it is a sports car, essentially. It's a purpose-built racer, normally with space for 2 seats inside, so they probably only have 1 seat, or a lot of them will only have 1 seat, but they're built to be able to have 2 seats as part of the regulations. And then these cars, a lot of them are also road legal. They're like as close to racing cars you can get whilst remaining road legal. This is a Radical SR8. I don't think that's a road legal Radical, but you do get road legal Radicals. So there you go. We're going to go the Radical. I don't care which is quicker, but we're going to go the Radical because we've got Richard in the chat. And I love Radicals. I mean, the Caterhams are great as well. But for me, it's going to be Radical. That looks like the old Radical SR3 factory livery. But number 23 is my favourite number. So we're going to go for it. Here we go. We're signing a contract. Who's my teammate? Petroblast Racing. So we'll see if we can actually win a team's championship this time around. Here we go. Yeah, underpowered Ginettas, huge amount of fun because of that. 10 emails. I've not been keeping up with my emails. These are all just results. To be honest, the emails for me in this game, fine, good to have reminders and everything, and invites to invitationals, but there's not too much to write home about for me. It's fairly standard. It tells you if you win or lose. Your engineer, your manager tells you if they're happy, and then you get your, obviously, invitational notification, which is quite handy. Words are difficult. Words are very difficult for me. We've got to wait and see about PMR. We're getting closer and closer to launch. Yeah. Oh, mundane emails is just extra realism. I love it. What do I think of the 720 Hz physics? Honestly, I don't know. In what context? The problem is when I've tried the kind of higher Hertz physics versions on certain games with certain wheels, like the Simucube on iRacing and all sorts of stuff, the problem is I've never really done a back-to-back comparison comparing what it was like before I changed the setting. I've always just had a wheel and then gone with the highest setting for that wheel. So it feels amazing, but I don't know if it's the Hertz or the wheel. So I'm afraid I can't really help you with that specific answer, Legacy. But hopefully someone can. I couldn't tell you if it was a game changer or not. But let's wait and see. Okay. We're going to build up some affinity with Radical, but they're not actually one of these manufacturers. So this really comes into play once we get into series with more manufacturers. We could have done it for Ginetta if we'd have picked the GT5s. And there you are. We've got our one invitational, which is the... along to the right, is it? Yeah, the Japanese Street Trophy. So that's like... oh, Japanese road cars by the looks of it. I'm just curious to see what this is. Oh, it's 1 round at Sugo. Okay, we'll go and do that later. We'll definitely do that. We'll take a break from the Radicals midway through. Okay. We're going to do qualifying. We're going to stick to... we'll go back to 2 laps just for these early ones. And we'll stick to these settings to see how we get on in the Radicals. See how we are against the AI. Yeah, I've got you. Interesting. Yeah, I can imagine the email, all the different emails they're bored to come up with. Now you can just put them into, like, you get AI to write them nowadays. Write me 15 different variations of this email, but make each one interesting. Right, let's go and make a setup then. So, and when I say make a setup, I mean take the loose setup, which is always the fastest default one, which I think we're on right now, and then take out the fuel, and then save it. Again, no real point of doing this. We could also just lower the we could change our difficulty depending on speed, but we're gonna try. We'll do 5 laps of fuel. We never need more than that. Save that setup as loose qualifying. And let's see where we are against the AI here. Radical's gonna sound amazing. Bike engine. Don't know what size of engine this Radical is. Look at that. So it's going to be slightly... Actually, I mean, slightly more downforce, funnily enough, than the Formula Rookie, but heavier, I would think. A bit more aero, obviously. But it's not a single-seater, so... It's going to be interesting, but wow. Straight away, you can see the speed. And you can see how the car is kind of biting as I try and wrestle it through the corners. If I get the power on early, I can slide it out of the corners, but there's one of those grabby curbs. I'm going to keep on mentioning them because they are a pain. But yeah, nice and early power application. Great fun. Absolutely great fun.
Okay, let's make this the big one.
Don't quite... Oh! No grip at all through the chicane. So that's going to be something we need to watch out for. I'm guessing it's maybe a Hayabusa engine in the Radical. Or an R1, Yamaha R1 or something, I'm not quite sure. But most Radicals I've come up against in real life have been Hayabusa. Flat through the craners, then to World Hairpin, down to third, power over the curb. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. Whoa. Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought I read a comment there saying Sugo is awesome if you manage not to crash, but it says Sumo. Oh, that's me looking at the comments at the wrong moment. Alright, last chicane is weird, so I thought I'd brake too early and then missed the corner, essentially, so you just need to turn in early, I think. Very low grip through the chicane, not very natural through there. The rest of the lap feels pretty natural. If you ignore the curbs, it's not bad at all. 103.5, so once again, I'm at the back of the grid, as I've kind of grown accustomed to already. But race pace should bring us forward, I hope. Nope. Use the downforce and the power through Old Hairpin. That's the other thing. Oh, that was probably track limits. I got very used to, with all the driving I did on Project Cars 2, I kind of learned how to get the most out of the cars, and I'm not in the zone with it now. It's been many years since I played it almost every day. There's our first spin of the day. But I got used to how to go fast in this game, and a lot of it revolved around just using the accelerator as early as possible, which is, I mean, realistic in a sense, where it's all about getting on the power early, but not that early. There were certain occasions where you learn to get the most out of the car and drive faster in this game, you have to drive harder, and there's a certain way you have to balance the car and chuck it in, and there's certain things you can do with the throttle to really take advantage of the physics. So, we're at the back of the grid, but let's see if we can fight our way through. Looks like I don't have the same quality pace as I have in terms of the race, while the cars are all stuck together, so it creates quite a fun situation where I got to try and make progress early and then hang on and, you know, later in the race see where we end up. Oh, how do I get past the wheel calibration? Oh, I don't know, Andy. The T128X. I know the T128 and the T128R. I can't think of the T128X. Oh, yeah, that's a very good point. So it's the same in Automobilista 2, right? When it says turn all the way to the left, turn it until you hit your bump stop, and then just go back slowly, very slightly, and it should then calibrate. And if you're going right, turn it all the way to the right, hit the bump stop, and then slowly go back a little bit, and then it should calibrate. So I've had that problem before, and maybe it's that. So it's exactly what Tab said, essentially. Or quickly moving the wheel, that's the other thing. Like, it can be like a quick movement and stuff. It's a bit weird. I think that was the same in Project Cars 2, anyway. I know it's an issue in Automobilista. Oh, yeah, the black marks in the track cactus. Oh, good to see you still in the stream, by the way. I know you're heading off at some point, but glad to see you're still with us. I might be wrong, Tabs, as well, and I might be talking about AMS2, which is maybe different, but it's something like that. There's a specific way you can do it that makes it easier.
Championship opener. Let's try and get a solid
Right.
result.
Let's see what happens then. Race 1, no pressure on this one. Hopefully we'll get off to a good start and see how the difficulty is of these cars. Okay, AI make a better start in the Radicals than they did in the Formula Rookies. Oh, wrong button. No. Press the wrong button, quick. I'm blaming the button pressing. I changed view. I meant to look right and I pressed the wrong button. See if there's anyone alongside me. Right, we'll take 2. Yeah, just the AI are just better at starts in this car. I've got authentic assists on, by the way, so if we have no traction control or ABS, we should have no traction control or ABS. Okay, sneak around the outside when they're all bunched up. We'll do the same. No, we'll not do the same. Oh, no. The AI were wider than I expected them to be, so we're right at the back. Progress to be made. Try and make ourselves some space. Don't get bullied off the track. Oh, yes. Massive lockup, but we got it stopped. Just get me off those horrible curbs. It's my biggest frustration, I think, with the physics of this game, and it's not even the physics. I mean, it's the curbs. And I will continue to moan about it. This is where I don't feel as good as the AI. Ugh. P9, okay, so I've only got another lap, so let's just see what progress I can make. It's only a 2-round championship, though, so I'm going to have to do much better in the next round to make our progress. Nope, that's not going to help. Oh, guys, I've thrown it away. We could still progress, but I'm going to probably need to win the next one. Oh. I was absolutely trying my best there because we were down in 9th. Looks like we've got a little bit more competition than we had in the rookies in terms of the difficulty level. They're just better on the opening lap. Oh, someone's off. Well, that's one place. So the AI have obviously managed to have their own crash without me being there, which is always a good sign. In a weird way. Yeah, absolute chaos, Thierry. Absolute chaos. Well, basically what happened is I messed up big time. Pushing too hard. You have to drive the car pretty aggressively to keep up at this level, and then, yeah, just got it wrong. Not enough grip, too much power. And we're going to have to do it all over again, but I'm going to have to do a much better job in the second one. And if not, we might have to do the whole 2-race championship again. We got fastest. No, we didn't get fastest lap. Our teammate won. We're going to get good teams points. Every cloud. If we can win, we're going to get 20... Yeah, and fastest lap, 26 points. So we need... Ooh, it's going to be tough to get into the top 3. Maybe top 5 progresses. We'll just have to wait and see. 100% agree, Legacy. 100%. And it's the longer version of Olton, which is cool. So it's the one with the island hairpin. We're going to actually... Oh. I did not mean to click that. I was going to lower the difficulty slightly. But I've clicked it. I'll see if I can quit. Does it let us change it? Just take it down a couple to give us a chance, you know? Yeah, to be fair, you're right. You're right. just figured, you know, last round of the season. We've done these tracks already. Let's give ourselves a tiny chance. Yeah, 100% Thierry. Gotta be a little bit more cautious. Okay, foggy, excellent. Game looks great in foggy conditions. Hey, there's no denying it. Oh, nope, it's not the full Alton. I forgot which layout we were doing. I apologise. Thankfully, those bollards are not solid. I've got no damage. We're fine. Glass half full Alton, yeah. I was trying to do the good Alton. Instead, we've got to do the medium Alton. It's funny, this is my least favourite of the 3 Alton layouts. This is my least favourite. I love the full circuit, it's epic. Foster's is actually really good as well, it's just good corners. Whereas all the Island one does is get rid of a couple of amazing corners and adds in a hairpin that's not very nice. So for me, it's like the worst of the 3. I know the touring cars use it all the time. I've raced around the Island one once, but other than that, it's always been the full GP. Okay. That AI is very slow. Maybe we should have stuck to 110. But let's just see what happens. I think it's probably just because they're on outlap. And it's one corner at the end of the day. Yeah, look. Ooh, sliding all the way through turn 1. See if we can catch him. Ooh, on the power as early as I can. Not so bad. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's the loose default setup, and I always tend to get on quite well with those. But I think maybe could do with a little bit more. Could use your race engineer to help us here. I think, Yorkie. Oh, I committed. Oh. That's not going to help the lap time. Oh no, it's been an absolute mess. Oh, that didn't help. We'll try one more lap. Let's see if I can get a cleaner lap in, because that one was terrible. I do need more rear wing though. Look how loose I am. The car's trying to eat me alive. I think I'm justifying the restart though, let's put it that way. Half a second up. I'm only 1.1 off 11th, and I can definitely find that if I nail the rest of this lap. There we go. Stay off that horrible curb. That's a 6/10 up. This is where we lost loads. Yes, there we are. Are we actually going to qualify somewhere that's not last? That is the question. Yeah, whoa, lovely through the last corner. That is a lap. Do you know what? We're going to go pole. Yes! We've done a thing! Right, quick, skip to the end. See, a good lap, that's all you need. Monroe takes pole. From my teammate by 8,000, no less. Right. Okay. So can we hang on to the pole? Because we've got rain now, and I'm not convinced by my pace. I think that was a pretty good lap. So I'll try my best, but we're gonna need this win if we've got any chance of progressing. I don't know if we will.
Let's get a nice clean getaway and hold that pole.
I'm really excited to try PMR again and get more of a feel for what it's going to be like. Very excited. Whoa! Look at the launch of the AI there. That was insane. I got rear-ended and it helped me a lot, but without that I think I would have been 5th by turn 1. Incredible traction in the wet for the AI. Okay, we've got to get past my teammate here. Stay away from the racing line, down the inside. That's it, P1. Right. Drive away. I think maybe I will concentrate my hardest here, but I definitely think based on the results we've had so far and the tweaks I'm now making to the AI level, I think we've found our level around about the 1.8 to 110 mark. I mean, qualifying certainly helped on this occasion, doing that second lap. But maybe 110 is the number. Oh! I shouldn't have said anything. Why do I speak? You told me to concentrate. That is a big bit of standing water that's caused that. And my lack of skill. Right. We've thrown it away. Is there anything we can do now? Is there anything at all? Other than killing AI drivers and putting them in the wall.
Last lap, mate. Push hard. Try and take that guy in front.
Absolutely lost the plot now. Oh! Right. Okay. So standing water, you could see the impact when I ran through a puddle there twice. Now that, based on my very, very graphic demonstration there twice, that shows the progression between Project Cars 1 and Project Cars 2 in that area, because when I was playing Project Cars 1 again, never did I experience such a sudden dramatic aquaplaning moment over a puddle. And look at the difference there. Like, twice I touched the puddle and it was like instantly I was around. So that is me going in there with a kind of confident, there you go, sort of gamified attitude of like, oh yeah, it's fine, everything's under control, we've got the grip and it's wet and it's consistent across the board, and then suddenly I'm hitting these puddles and it's absolutely pulling the car one way and the other way, which is exactly what it can do in real life, and I wasn't in any way prepared for it. There's a puddle here, look, boom, touch the puddle. So you need to learn where the puddles are. They build up on the inside of the track, like they could well do in real life as well. So you've got to really watch out for the snaps. There you go. Through those puddles. And as soon as I actually was ready for them on lap 2, I was able to survive, but it was tricky, so that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we can try that again. Now that I know that, we can try a restart. Because I reckon I can win this race. And amazing, like, because it's all it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like accelerated time as well. So in 2 laps, you get lots of rain, you get a drying line, you get the puddles. It all condenses it into a very, very short spell, which I love. Let's add some more wing though. Let's do exactly what we were being told to do. So let's say I keep spinning out in the fast corners, right? Raise the rear downforce. Let's do that, and then say the car doesn't turn in. I mean, it does turn in, to be fair. Increase the front downforce. No, we're fine. So we've increased the rear downforce. That'll do. And I'll just save this as wing. It's only one change, very subtle change, but we'll see if that helps us a little. Right, I'll try again. But if we win this race, there's still no actual guarantee. Thank you. Get a bit of a nudge from the AI who get off the line way better in this car. There's still no guarantee that we'll actually progress here, so we'll just have to try it. If I do well, I might need to get a better result at Donington, basically.
Okay, we've lost the place. Don't worry about it. We'll get it back.
Try not to spin our teammate. But we did make a move down the inside last time into this corner, so we'll try the same. Nice. Okay. Puddle there on the inside. You can even hear it as we go over it. Right, now, you told me to concentrate last time, Thierry. I promise I'm going to concentrate this time. I'm looking out for puddles, which I wasn't doing last time. Because you can visually see them, so you know when you're about to lose grip. And you try and stick to the... Don't go on the inside of the corners, basically. Just try and avoid where the puddles would actually collect. So it's all about you thinking about the camber of the corner, thinking about the line, and also just being ready for it, because it can happen at any moment. So round here, we'll stay wide a little bit and then cut to the inside on the exit. Nice. Look at the difference. We'll go through the middle.
Leading by 3 seconds. Protect that gap. Last lap. Your last lap.
Now, a drying line should start appearing, but don't be put off by that, because that's exactly the same puddle. No! Quickly, quickly, quickly. I can still do this. That was exactly the same puddle as last time that caught me on the inside of turn 1. Sixth place with a lap to go. I don't think it's going to happen. We'll try, though. Try and remember where those puddles were. There's one on the inside here. And then there's one on the exit curb. Nope. Oh. I had the space to get around the outside, but I did not have the grip with that puddle there on the curb. You have to think outside the box here. Around the outside, where I know there's grip, then cut to the middle. Nice exit, come on! There's a drying line. Oh, locked up a bit. Power down. Yes! I didn't expect to recover it, but we did. Whew.
That's your first ever career
See, that is
victory.
enjoyable.
Great driving.
And I think we get point for fastest lap. So, let's see. Did we do enough? That's the question. Did we do enough? Our team should have won the championship, I would have thought. Yeah, so my teammate was second, so we're actually going to take probably the championship win for the teams, which is cool. In the actual championship, we got third in the end, so that, I think, is enough. At least top 3 should surely manage to go forward. So, I know we restarted that, but now that I'm like getting into that with the wet weather, we know what to expect next time. Worked hard for it and we got it. Whew. That was actually like, I was trying so hard on that last lap. I went full like esports mode for a second. Okay. Congratulations, you've completed the series and you can now advance. On to the Euro Championships. We've got Red Bull National, Zolder for the first time, and Oschersleben B course. So what we'll do though, is take a quick moment away from the Radical, and we'll do the Invitational event, because it's a one-off race. So it's the Japanese Street Trophy. And as you can see, one race, 3 laps around Sugo. It's 11 o'clock in the evening, so it's a nighttime race at Sugo. I'm well up for this because it's an awesome circuit. I think we've got a few cars to choose from as well, so we'll have a look. We'll stick with those settings. Doesn't matter if we win or not either, because it's just invitational. You've got the Evo 9, you've got the Evo 10, the Nissan GTR, so there's Road E, Road C, and then the Toyota GR, or the GT86, Rocket Bunny. What should we go for? It's just a one-off race, so it doesn't matter too much. You've got 2 Road C cars and 2 Road E cars. I think we'll go Road C. GTR or the Rocket Bunny. Yeah, GTR, says Yorkie. I've actually... I think I've got a YouTube video on the VR simulators. Someone's going to have to check this. The VR Simulators YouTube channel has got a video of me setting a lap time around Sugo in the Nissan GTR in VR, setting a challenge for customers to try and beat. I'm pretty sure. We'll go for the red that Clarkson took to Japan. Put some underglow on it. Let's do it. Yeah, I just have this memory of hauling this car around this very track. So someone's gonna have to find that on YouTube. We ran a little series for a few months, which was basically like you could pay a certain amount of money to come down to VR simulators, and you could just basically try and beat my lap times at the center. And if you beat the lap times, you would get a voucher. And we just had a bit of fun with that. It's such a good game. It's such a good circuit, Nebu. It's amazing. Sugo is like as a touring car track for like road cars or low powered, you know, anything other than Formula 1 really. Even for like Formula C and stuff, it's absolutely epic. Let's give it a go. Not changing anything in the setup. 4-wheel drive. Should get a good launch. Okay, first gear was shorter than I thought, so we could have done a bit better there, but I need to remember I'm in a road car now, not a radical. Oh, understeer straight away. Oh, there's stability control in this by authentic settings. That's weird. Let me just pause and change that, because that felt really not very nice. Oh no, yeah, authentic. So it's got a stability as terms of authentic. Let's go. So authentic has it low ABS, authentic stability, low traction. What I want is, I'll take the low ABS because the car has that, but I'll turn off stability and traction because I think it's going to feel a lot better from memory without those tools trying to keep you in line. Right, we'll give this a go. So now I've still got my ABS, but I should hopefully have a better handling car that I can throw around a bit more. Yeah, much better straight away. This track would be awesome on like Gran Turismo. Ooh, bit of a lock-up. Push the GT86 wide there, that's my bad. We'll give him a bump draft. Oh, that's rain. Oh, it's raining. Oh no. Didn't spot that. Oh well, we'll have some fun trying to come back once again. So you've got Roadie at the back, so I wonder if it's like a multi-class invitational event where you can basically choose the class to enter and it doesn't really matter, you just try and finish a certain position in your class. I'm not sure. But I did not expect the wet weather. Thankfully we're on road tyres, but you can see it coming over the circuit and instantly having an effect on grip levels. Big long sweeping final corner at Sugo. Right, I need to catch up with my class contemporaries. Oh my goodness, aquaplaning instantly. I'm gonna have to brake so early because I'm just sliding, even with ABS. Oh no. It's not going well. The Evo's gone. The Evo's got past, and it's not even in my class. Oh, I wish it didn't rain. Ow. Invitational attempt 1 has not gone to plan. But it doesn't matter. We'll come back and give it another go another time. Got zero grip. Ooh. Yeah, I'll not be invited. That's it. My invitation's going to be revoked after this performance. I've got no grip at all, so braking very, very early, even with ABS. You can hear it. I'm just skating. Look, absolutely nothing. Maybe the others were on wets in preparation. It would be strange. But, I mean, it's road tyres, no? At this point, I'm not even going to survive to get through the 3 laps, but I'm miles behind. Oh. sliding at 60 miles an hour, full throttle, we're just going to drift through the last corner. Nope. No. Regrets. This must just look absolutely pathetic. Trying to go in a straight line. Right, come on, 40 miles an hour through the corner. Nope. And the AI are actually staying within 12 seconds of the leader, so I would never have kept with any of the cars in the class below me or the same class, regardless of what we did here, whether I spun or not. Slow down! Wow, made the corner. Nope, not gonna make that one, nope.
Okay, that's your best sector 2 today.
Thank you for the encouragement, Ben Collins. Apparently it's the best sector 2. We're almost being put out of our misery here, people. I don't know what's happened with the AI here in terms of, is it the tires? Because I don't think that's in any way possible. Well, I'm still 33 seconds behind, so maybe I've actually not lost that much on this lap. Anyway, don't worry, Thierry, this is invitational. It's not going as bad as it looks. We were trying to be polite and look away. Oh, I should have just quit earlier. What's the fastest lap? So 140 from the front, 147 for me. Absolutely no grip. So that's a tricky invitational. We'll leave that for now. Maybe one day. Maybe it's setup related, or maybe it's tire related, or maybe it's just me being terrible. Probably all of the above. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna leave that for now. I'm not gonna spend more time on that right now because we have progress that needs to be made here. I would have got an affinity, I think, with Nissan for that race because we took the Nissan GTR. No, I don't want to do a custom race in the Nissan. That's just giving me instant trauma. Leave me alone. Right, we are into the Radical Euro Championship. So, Red Bull Ring National, Zolder and Ossersleben. I think we should... Why don't we commit to somewhere in the middle with the difficulty? Why don't we go with 109? I feel like 109, because we're switching between 108 and 110. 109 feels good. So I'm on the I'm in Sports Light Sneaky. I'm in the sports car lights, and I'm on to the Euro Championship. So if it was first round. So if we do well in this one, we'll get on to the next tier, which opens up hugely. There's like Group A, there's Group C. There are, what else is in that tier? There's some really, really awesome stuff anyway in that tier. Formula Renault 3.5. Okay, we'll go back to the... actually, no, we'll keep the one extra wing on the back because I think the stability is going to be good for us. Let's get out and start our season off. We just won the Teams Championship in the UK Series as well, so we're into the International Series now. Let's go back to the authentic assists for this car because it doesn't have all those weird stability controls and things like that, which might have actually helped us in the rain, but probably would have hindered us. Yeah, I could do a dice roll.
Okay, mate, you know the drill. Let's build some heat.
I'm just hoping that we've had I've had experience now of 108 being too easy and too difficult, mainly too easy, and then I've had experience of 110 being too difficult. So I'm thinking, like, let's just try 109. It will vary from track to track a little bit, but I don't mind having a bad result if I've got enough time in a championship to rectify it. But obviously, if I keep doing the same races on the same difficulty and losing them over and over again, that's no fun for anyone. We want to. I don't mind it. I actually want a challenge. I don't mind at all having to redo anything. But what I don't want to do is be sat redoing the same thing 4 times because I am too stubborn. I need to know at least I've got a chance pace-wise. Anyway, I've got to readjust the driving of the Radical now because... Oh, curb, let go. We'll maybe do 2 laps in qualifying here because the Radical compared to the Nissan Sugo in the wet is very, very different. So I need to recalibrate my brain a little here. Bit of a lock-up. We obviously know this track now from the Formula Rookie Championship. Ooh, curb. Okay, first lap's actually not been too bad. Should wait until I get through the last corner before I say something like that. Yep, get off the curb. Doesn't help. Right, second lap's got to be better though. We're miles off the pace. A bit too committed, I think, through turn 1. I've got half a second. We're not. I mean, we're 2 seconds off 11th, so it's going to be maybe a bit too ambitious to gain that in the last corner because this corner was pretty good last time. No, can't keep off the curb. And then it just pulls you in 6/10. So we're last, but we'll see how we do in the race. We will see how we get on. So our teammate also is down in 10th, Arne Jurgens, but we're last comfortably, so let's see what happens. Yeah, the curbs are still what they were. Yes, Connor, I want to Project Cars 2. I've done a couple of streams on Project Cars 1, and I thought we could start a new career in Project Cars 2 and let you, the viewers, pick what series we race in. So, yeah, really enjoying it so far, though. It's just, yeah, it's just fun to, it's just a fun challenge to try and jump from different series and get the points you need. I'm struggling a bit for inconsistency. I don't have launch control in this car. Oh. Well, that time I got the start better than the AI. It's just the wet, I think, that's the worst. A little bit of inconsistency. Think we're clear on the inside? Not quite. Now we are. Ooh. Just got to be so careful on the throttle because that happens. And then the curb, that happens. Just fighting it all the way. He's down the inside. That's going to be lost. Oh. I don't know how I saved that, to be quite honest with you. Had to let go of the wheel completely and then catch it when it snapped back around. Oh, it's difficult. It's not going to go to plan this first round. We're going to be on the comeback run again. The rear, as you can see, that's with more wing as well. And they do send it down the inside into this penultimate corner, but look. Oh, someone's gone off. Or locked up or something. Oh no, we're down to last. Nope. I've definitely not got the speed around there though. I was 2 seconds off in qualifying as well, despite 2 laps, so it wasn't going to be on that circuit, unfortunately. Not a good start at 109 difficulty. This is a very, very tricky balance to find. We can go from winning to last in an instant, really. But that track, for some reason, we really struggled at. And we were the same in the Formula Rookie, so maybe it's just we don't have the pace around Red Bull National. Anyways, we'll move on. we'll see if we can gather this up a little bit towards the end of the season. Some new tracks to catch, which will be good. I did hold a slide tier, you're right, but we came last. The setups are, there's two setups. There's safe and stable. Stable and loose is what I mean to say there. And loose is always faster for me on Project Cars 2, but it is very loose at the moment. Maybe I'm just overdriving it a little bit, but I'm trying to keep up with the AI. So let's see what they do at Zolder. Great track, Zolder. We'll give it a chance at 109 and we'll see how we go. Oh, nice. Yeah, the wet scaler is a good idea. High aggression AI at 1. That's very close to where we're at the moment. Ah, interesting. Hey, Dave. How's it going? I might try that Yorkie. Let's experiment with that. No, let's just go straight for the safe one and see how it feels, and then we'll try the loose after. No harm in trying, right? How are you getting on, Dave, anyway? I know you've been mega busy recently, so hopefully it's good stuff that you're doing. Let me just save that as stable qualifying. We'll see if this car is one that's better with stable. See if we can keep up.
Take it steady until the tyres and brakes have time to get up to temperature.
So we're going to find the car's probably a lot more understeery now, but if we can still get it to slide and carry the speed through the corner, we might be okay. Ooh, need to use the throttle to get the rear around this time. It's a longer lap Zolder as well, so more time to get it right or get it wrong. Oh, nice. Good to hear, Dave. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I'm about to go to Holland for a week, which would be nice. Seeing some friends and family, and my partner's having her 30th birthday. So we're going to go stay with her family and just have a nice time over there with friends and everyone. So, yeah, very much looking forward to it. Ooh, so no stream next week, but there will still be video content. And then that's basically it for me for holidays for the rest of the year. So going on a nice week in Holland next week, or well, tomorrow. And then after that, that's me till Christmas, basically. So there'll be plenty of videos and streams at that moment. Right, let's see what we can do then around Zolder. Thanks very much. I will have a great time, I'm sure, but very much appreciated. Just chill out and relax for a little bit. I'll obviously... Ooh, force feedback's also doing something a little bit funky at the moment that it wasn't doing earlier. And I'm not sure if it's the setup or the car, but I felt it in the last race as well, so I might do a quick reset. Just something's not quite happening as it was earlier on. Going a little bit numb in the middle. Car's feeling actually pretty good and stable. It's not that stable, but I didn't want it to be too stable. Oh, big lockup. That's not going to be good for our lap time. Yeah, the FFB seems to be doing some weird kind of maxing out thing when I get a quick opposite lock, which it wasn't doing earlier. So I will do a quick reset of that afterwards. Okay, it's not been the best lap, but it's not been terrible. So I really want to be at around about within 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds of the lead with this lap for it to give me a chance for the race, let's say. Maybe even 3 seconds on that lap. I should be okay, but it's not going to be 1:27.9. Yeah, it's going to be about 3 seconds off. 2.8. Okay, that gives me a little bit of hope, you know, because that's first qualifying lap wasn't the best. We'll do one more qualifying lap. Obviously, we haven't tried the loose setup, so I can't do a direct comparison. This is better though. We need 1.3 seconds improvement to get P11. Absolutely attack the chicane. Right, this is where we can definitely gain if I get slowed down a bit better for the slow chicane. And just take a bit more liberty with the curbs. Yeah, big time gains. Ugh, 1.6 up. Should gain us a few spots. This is good. This is good. Cena mode, Dave. Right, that's better. We're in P10, so that's a little bit more where we want to be pace-wise, right, for this race. So we'll see what progress we can make from 10th on the grid, but based on our experience so far, if we're 1.2 off of pole, we've got a chance of winning the race. We'll stick to the stable setup for now, but we can try the loose one later on if we want to, if we have to redo this, let's say. Okay. Try and get a good start again. Not bad. Make as much progress as we can in the early corners. Oh, I was trying to go through the middle, but made a bit of contact. It's alright. I was going to change the FFB as well because it's being a bit funky, so I forgot. I'll sort it after this opening stint. You know what? Let me just sort that right now. So I'm going to just try something with my... It was doing something a little bit funky when we last did a stream on Project Cars as well, which I've never felt before. But it was just doing, it was like it reset at some point and started doing some strange things, making some noises, giving some strange vibrations, and I had to just reload it and it fixed it straight away. So I'm going to try that again. It might just be the safe setup, but there's just a weird sort of weightiness that only kicks in when I start losing control very quickly. So it shouldn't be feeling like that. So we're going to just try and see if this feels a bit better now. All I've done is turn it off and on again, essentially. Oh. Okay. They slowed up so much right in front of me, I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. I feel like I've got no temperature in the tyres. Force feedback does feel the same so far. Oh, spinner up in front. 2 spinners up in front. Hello. That was interesting. 2 people, like 2 cars independently spun in front of me. I've never seen that before. P5 though, so let's try and get a podium. A win it would be ideal. Oh, they always understeer strangely in the middle of that corner. Yeah, 100% tabs. I need more consistent results like this, though. I don't mind a 5th place, but I can't have a 12th and then a 5th. I need if I'm going to finish 12th in some races, I need to be like either winning or being right at the front of the other ones. 5th's fine if I can also, if it's the worst of 5th, basically. I don't know if it's going to be enough in this championship. It's 3 rounds to get through. So I'll try and get up to 4th. I'll do my best. But I think now that everyone spreads out a little bit, it's going to be harder and harder. Let's hope there's some more spins through this corner. Oh, almost. The AI are very close to losing it through there. I'm not very close to losing it through there. We can take some liberties over the curbs that they're not. Do you know this track, Thierry? Yeah, Zolder? Are you aware of it? It's a very popular Belgian track, probably the second most popular behind Spa. Awesome venue. Mid-corner understeer through there every time. Big lock-up from me, but not quite enough. I've managed to catch all these guys in front, but I'm just not quite there to overtake them, which is really unfortunate. I'll get a bonus point if I get fastest lap in this one, though. I think there's a chance. It's going to be pretty close, though. Ooh, right. Fifth place. Yeah, it's a good one, Thierry. Lots of games have it, but it's very, very good. We definitely didn't get fastest lap. We got faster lap than everyone in front of us, but there's cars behind that did 28s. So it's in the championship, we're 7th. I don't know if I need top 3 or top 5. That's going to be difficult. Thankfully, Ross Drinkwater's running away with it with 51 points, but second place is only on 30 points. Third is on 26, so it's still possible if we win this last race that we can pick up a top 3. I don't know if we're going to need a top 3 though. I don't know if Zolder's one of those rare tracks where I don't really know if I've done a 60s version of it before. We'll up the race to 3 laps, give us more of a chance if we're starting further back. I think we're going to stick with 109 for the time being. Let's see this championship through on 109, and we'll maybe try 108 if we have to do it again. Because that first race, I can't see myself getting a better result than about 8th or 10th. It's incredibly competitive. Maybe try going back to default, and we'll go back to the loose one. We'll go loose and we'll take out all the fuel. And see, I want to see if that first of all, I want to see how that affects force feedback. See if I've actually managed to sort that problem. Loose, Q. We'll just do 2 because it's Ostersleben. Okie dokie. One thing I don't know is if the loose and stable setups, I don't know if they're the same for every circuit or if they like default to a track specific version of the loose and stable setups. So that's kind of why I didn't just load the original qualifying one. I've kind of made a new one just because I want to see if the default was different. Right. We'll see where we are at Ostersleben. I can kind of imagine this track that the AI are pretty good based on where I feel their characteristics are strong. Okay, first impression, sorry, I was just trying something there with accelerating mid-corner. I think the force feedback's actually better, so I think it might actually be setup dependent. It's the short Ostersleben with 2 hairpins there, so that's going to be quite Mickey Mouse. I think we're better maybe under brakes than the AI, which is interesting, because in the first game it was the opposite. But it's a very, very short lap.
Good luck. Get those tyres in, and then nail
So let's, we're going to need a couple of laps probably to get up to speed with it. Ah, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Yorkie. Appreciate it. So I don't need to worry about loading the defaults again for each venue. I think it's the really slow version of T1. Yeah, it's the John Cleland one, as I like to say. I probably need to add a little bit of dead zone on my throttle as well, because I've still got a slightly sticky throttle. Oh, that corner tightens up more than I expect every time. This one's very tight. Ah, okay, so I do have a bit of a sticky throttle, which is causing some of these lockups, I've just realised. So let me just add a wee dead zone. It's going to help us. Just for now, until I actually deal with it properly. So it should be a bit... We'll do... I know this seems like quite a big dead zone, but just want to be making sure I'm not... It's not affecting me much. I don't mind a bit of a dead zone, as long as it's not being sticky. That seems to have helped. I realised we were locking up into some braking zones because the throttle was still on slightly. And this game is very throttle dependent. Like the car changes behaviour, the way you can work with it and throw it around hugely varies depending on your throttle application. This first hairpin or chicane is super, super tight. Ooh, a bit wide. Go late apex. This track's probably a bigger learning curve for me than the other ones, especially the kind of short layout, but I do know some of the corners at least. That was 2.5 seconds quicker than the first lap, so big jump straight away. We're still 7/10ths off the car in front. I'll do one more just to see, because I feel like I could do with a bit more familiarization. Braking later for T1. That first curb is absolutely horrible. But 4/10ths just for braking a bit later. Six tenths up. We're probably still going to be at the back, but we're pretty close to the rest of the field at least. Oh, that corner's getting me every time. Lots of lots of oversteer on entry. Oh no. Yeah, maybe it's too loose. Maybe it's too loose. Anyway, we'll experiment. We'll go for it. We'll try the race and we'll see what happens. We're not that far away, to be honest. We're only 1.4 off of pole, so this track is it's tricky in that car. Very, very tricky. Ooh, what do we go with? Do we go with loose or do we try the... Let's go with loose now, because we're probably going to have to redo this, let's be honest. And then when I redo it, I can try the opposites and see how it compares, really.
Last race. Give it all you've got.
Might as well go for the loose now that I'm used to it, but through those slow corners, it might just be a little bit too fraught. Right, but this first corner is so tight that the AI are going to be all over the place and we should gain lots of positions if we're sensible. I mean, you tell me if that's sensible or not. In real life, you would never get away with it. Oh, they're really slow on the brakes. Ooh, I'm sliding though. I'm treating it a bit like a touring car race at the moment, but we've got through to the front, and that first corner was, okay, I deserved that. I deserved it. John Cleland would have shot me. Right. This one is in, this track's in Germany, Thierry, this one we're on now. Oschersleben. Take two, I'm not going to be as blasé into the first corner. I went down the inside and there was absolutely no room for me and it was just a bit ridiculous. So we'll try and be a little bit more... No, it's never going to work, is it? That corner is so stupid. The design of that corner. John was right. Other John was right. It is a ridiculous corner. So instead we'll just carry on. And try and make the rest of our moves cleanly. It's just very Mickey Mouse. And then hopefully the second sector we're okay. This is where the corners begin to normalise a little bit. But that corner every time in qualifying was the same. No grip. Oh, in fact, it's snowing. I've only just clocked. It's actually snowing. I saw something on the screen and thought there was debris or gravel or something, but it's snow. So maybe that's why we had a little bit less grip. Oof. P5. Oh, tracks. Yep, I'm locking up. Okay. And look at the track all of a sudden. Come on. But the AI are all stuck on slicks as well. So this is just a question of being careful. Locked up. Got away with it, thankfully. Didn't wipe out anyone, just a bit of contact. Okay, this is good. AI are really not... oh, hang on. Turn, please. I should not speak. Oh. I was like, the AI are really not coping with this wet, and I was doing a lot better, and then I threw it all away. I was going about 5 miles an hour, though. Right, come on. Need to catch them. Are they all going to pit, or are they going to stay out? They're going to stay out, right? It's a sprint race. So let's just really focus in here. I've got absolutely no grip, as you can probably tell. The AI also have no grip. So let's just see if I can feel my way to the front of the field.
Last time round, keep it clean now and on the black stuff.
Turn. I can't even hear anything. Everything's gone quiet because of the water. Oh. I think I'm actually being overtaken. Or not yet. All you can hear is the lockups. You can't hear the engine. Oh. Nope, nothing. Ah, what a shame. This is one where even when I'm going 30 miles an hour, I can barely turn the car. What a ridiculous race. Snow starts on lap 2, and then you're just driving around on slicks through those puddles, which literally do that to you at 30 miles an hour. But I was looking at the AI and nope, puddles. I'm looking at the AI thinking I feel like I could get them if I was to do that. Learn where the puddles were and just drive around all the puddles and be really cautious. I think I might be able to, you know, be faster than them, let's say. Eliminate all the mistakes. Yeah, the puddles absolutely throw you off. It's wild, isn't it? Whoa. That is difficult, and that is going to be a championship loss, surely. We get 5th place. Where are we in the teams championship? 5th in the teams on that round anyway, and we end up 6th. So I don't think we're going to progress. I think it's either top 3 or top 5. I know that Yorkie will know the answer. I think you told me earlier. I think it was top 3. But I'm expecting this to be our first failure. Yeah, there you go. Series unsuccessful. You did not successfully complete the series. Okay. Whew, that was tough. That was tough. So what I'm thinking is, obviously we can retry that, but we also have the opportunity to change. So we could jump into GT5 Challenge for what's going to be the last series of this particular stream, and we'll obviously return to this. So I'm going to do one more poll for you guys. And it's going to be stick or twist. Do we stick with the sports or move to Ginetta? There you go. You guys can pick for me. What do we do? Do it again. I think I've got the ability to win that series. I maybe need to run with 108 rather than 109. It's really that subtle. But I think it's doable. Ginetta GT5s though, bumper to bumper action, great racing. So let's see. We're going to give it another 30 seconds. Get my little timer on. Giannetta's definitely winning at the moment. Oh, that's a good point actually, Yorkie. That is a good point in that we probably only have to redo the one, but I also don't mind, you know, we've done the whole championships. I really don't mind jumping in those races and doing some quick races. Giannetta's have won it. I get what you mean, but it's okay. I think we'll go on a bit of a journey. I don't mind switching. And we've already done Formula Rookies. We've done the sports car, so now let's try the tin tops. And hopefully we'll get a choice of venues. Hopefully it's not just UK, but it might be. Oh, it's just one championship. All right. So it is UK. It's Alton Park, Silverstone, and Brands. We haven't done Silverstone or Brands, so that's fine. But we know the others. And with these cars, I can run on... We'll try 110. And we'll give it a proper go. What team will we race for? Vane Racing Team. We'll go Vane Racing Team. In the 55. No, I get you for sure, but the vote says Giannetta GT5s. I forgot to end the poll. I went with the poll. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, disregard it. I didn't know either. I wasn't sure if it was going to be 1 or 2. Sorry, I see what you mean. Yeah. It literally, because it only has 1 in the GT5s anyway, it makes it a fast championship, so... It's a bit like the Formula Golf. In the original Project Cars, there's only 2 races, I think, in the Formula Golf Championship, which is not the same in the other ones, or at least the other ones I found. So there we go. It is another British Championship, which is a bit of a shame, but I know there are more Asian and US series further down the line, so do not worry. If we do this again in future streams, we'll go for something else. Okay. So I think we go 110 for the Giannettas, but we stick to the short format. 110 and 90. And let's see. These cars are just so much fun. This was another popular combo at VR simulators we used to do. We used to do Giannetta GT5s around Alton Park Foster, so not quite the same layout, but we would do this as a combination for people doing their first session to get up to speed, and it was just like they had so much fun. A great like starter, sim racing starter pack. Okay, loose qualifying. So Project Cars 2. The races are so short, Nikki, because I've oh, the steering is way heavier. That's a huge difference. The races are so short just because I'm choosing them to be short, just to try and keep the progression going. So it's basically I want to be able to get through the series. I don't want to be spending 2 hours just doing a couple of races and having to redo them all. So it's more for just the sake of the progression of the career, and also to a shorter race. If I then fail a championship, it's not. It doesn't mean that I have to redo it for an hour and a half. You know, it keeps it quite nippy. So right, into a tin top for the first time today. Whoa. Something new to get used to. Force feedback feels wildly different switching these cars. So I'm gonna have to, well, that's first gear through the hairpin, so very much bogged down. Yeah, GT5s are always been fun. It was, and Project Cars, it was the same. The juniors, GT5s, they were kind of called the same thing. And this, I think in this game, the juniors and the GT5 have been separated, I believe. Is that right? The GT5 slightly more powerful? I know there's a junior championship in the first tier, and then there's a GT5 in the next tier, but I don't know if it's the same power. I think it should be different power for the GT5 and the junior, whereas the first Project Cars kind of had what looked like a GT5 in the GT5 classification, but the car, I think, was actually a Giannetta Junior. They're the same chassis. But in real life, what used to be the Giannetta Junior Championship had, I think, different tyres. Or at least a different limiter anyway on the power. Ford Duratec engines, potentially. Car goes light under turn in. Ah, so much fun to drive. Yeah, so I guess we can kind of summarize now, because we're kind of reaching the latter stages of today's stream. Yeah, Project Cars 2 for me is a bigger step up from Project Cars 1 than I remember it being. Like, I think Project Cars 1 is really, really good fun. It does get exposed a little bit when you drive certain cars in certain series, and you realise that not all of it's great. Some of it, the cars just don't feel quite right. Project Cars 2, it's similar in that not every single series and every discipline has, you know, the same good feeling when it comes to the actual driving experience. But I would say on average, the driving experience is a big step up, and most importantly, the racing experience with the AI is a big step up on average as well. So cars like these were always fun in both games, and the racing was good in both games. But when you're trying to play through a whole career and you're jumping from one series to the next, you want a little bit of consistency. You don't want it to feel like one series is terrible and one series is great. And I think Project Cars 1 had too much of the big variation between good and bad, whereas this is just a little bit more manageable, somewhere in the middle. Unfortunately, officially, this game has been delisted, so you cannot get hold of it anymore. But of course, you can still buy a disc version or something secondhand. So you can still buy a physical copy, like you used to be able to do with games. Is it going to be front of the grid? Yeah, there you go. Pole position. Pole position. So we're back to pace again, and this is on 110. So slightly different to the radicals, let's say.
It's the first round of the championship. There'll be a lot of newcomers, a lot of mistakes. Let's try and pull some points and make it a good one.
No FFB mods on Project Cars 2, the Mad Driver, just default, original game files and then just tweaked settings. What I'll do is I will quickly pause and show you what my in-game force feedback settings are. I used a video to, actually no, can I do it from here? Yes, I can. I used a video to remind me of where to start, and basically I've gone raw. You need the volume high. If you turn the volume down, you lose all feeling. I've put the gain at 40, which is your overall power setting, and then 50 and 50 for toned FX, but they're totally down to personal preference, essentially. And then I would do all my power adjustments and what I actually wanted in my Simucube software. So in-game, that's what I'm running anyway. But obviously, if your wheelbase isn't as powerful, you can up the gain as high as you want. It's just I've got a very powerful base. So that's it. Right. Can we get back to winning ways? Ooh, almost got into two wheels. Or almost rolled, I should say. Oh, I was about to do Foster's layout. Oh, it's so easy to just slip into that. Had to adjust mid-corner, which is never ideal. Oh, wow, okay. That was a little bit Project Cars 1. Can I just check the replay on that? I just want to see what the AI actually, what the behavior looked like through that corner, because I felt like I turned in, they braked quite late, but it looked like they were going to carry a lot more speed through that corner. Can we go to the car behind? I can't remember if we can. Yeah, we can. Let's just see. Okay, they're on the grass. Okay, no, fair. Wow. I mean, I went wide, but... Whoa. They've gone in a very sharp line, turned the car, and then it's just, look at that grip. Like, I do not have that level of grip. That's like a trait, a Project Cars trait. That's one of the negatives with the AI. I find that I don't... Even if I think I got slowed down right and was on that line, I think if I turned in and nailed the throttle, maybe I would have that grip, but that grip level seems crazy. I'm not 100% confident, because if you slow the car down right, the physics can do funny things with grip levels. Like, you might just find that window and it might be spot on, but it definitely feels a little bit like, even there you can see I managed to, if I got on the power in the right way, it does actually turn very sharply, this car. See there? So maybe it is just a setup thing, but wow. Lots of pace. Hey, Fresh Cut Flower, welcome back to the stream. How are you getting on? Which racing sim has the best AI? Wow, that's a loaded question. I really like the. I mean, I think first of all, it's not. Depends if you want to count this in the same way, but GT Sophie on Gran Turismo is incredible. And that's only active for certain tracks. But a GT Sophie race is really, really insanely detailed, and the AI feel very real. Le Mans Ultimate's very, very good. Not perfect, but very good. iRacing's AI is surprisingly good as well. I'd say iRacing's AI is up there. The Formula 1 games have had great AI over the years, considering the actual game itself. Like, you can have a really good race against the AI on Formula 1. Slight inconsistencies from track to track, but ooh, it's up there. And then AMS2 has also got good AI, but I think I prefer like Le Mans Ultimate and iRacing to AMS2 with the AI. And the AI in Project Cars 2 are pretty good. Like, not as good as some of the other ones I've mentioned, but pretty damn good. Just certain little issues like the ones we looked at there, and sometimes there is just that difference where they're... The thing with AI that a lot of games struggle with, it feels like the AI cars could do things that you can't sometimes. So some corners, they will be faster than you feel like you could ever go, and then other places they're a lot slower. Like, getting that balance to make it drive like a real person in a natural way is I'm sure very, very challenging. But that's a problem across like racing games. There are sliders with the AI and LMU, and that's the thing. Like, if you have aggression sliders, I love the fact that you can customize stuff like aggression, but one thing I would say about that is always the issue I find is you don't really know what the best or the most realistic aggression setting should be until you actually trial them all. So if you were to sit there and try aggression at 85, at 100, at 20, at 40, and then you could go, okay, that's the best one, but it kind of just... It's hard to know exactly what it changes about what the AI actually does. Yeah, I do enjoy high aggression, but it just depends on if they... You know, I like it more when they actually race you hard and like try and defend, or, you know, they don't mind giving you a squeeze. And what I don't want them to do is hit the brakes every time you get near them, which is what sometimes happens. That's an issue because it just feels too easy to like defend against them or stuff. But at the same time, you don't want them to treat you like you don't exist and just drive straight through you. So there's definitely a balance to be found. But high aggression is usually the way forward, just not necessarily max, depending on the game. For the next race, we'll maybe keep the difficulty level, but start from the back of the grid and just see if we can fight through the Ginettas, because the pace, I have an advantage here pace-wise, but what I want with the Ginettas is door-to-door racing, so I'm not going to get that by qualifying on pole. Oh wow, that sounds that sounds intense. But the historic Monza Oval, I mean Group A on Project Cars 2 is really good fun. Really, really good fun. Yes, Thierry, I agree. It's a very beginner-friendly sim. If you're not only into racing games, but if you're wanting to get into sim racing, this is such a good point to get at. And it's still, I mean, it's 8 years old, but unfortunately it's been delisted. But if you ignore that fact for a second, and if you can get a copy of it, it's a great way to start. It's a great place to start for sim racing, definitely. And I just think it's a much more kind of all-round polished game than the first one, in my opinion. But we had a lot of people watching that the stream of the first game and leaving comments and basically saying that Project Cars 1 is hugely underrated and it's better than Project Cars 2. And that's totally fair as an opinion. I don't necessarily agree, but and I did enjoy playing Project Cars again, but it is some opinion that some people have. So it's definitely worth, if you're looking at playing these games, doing a bit of research into what you actually want to do. But for me, it's Project Cars 2.
Great stuff. You're faster than anybody in the second sector.
The Ginetta GT5 is great fun. Throw it around. Oh, nice. Yeah, honestly, for a lot of people, this is the first sim that they actually got their hands on. Cool. I was playing iRacing and R-Factor a long time before Project Cars came about, but so many people I know, and there's actually Traction members as well, more than one, where Project Cars was like the first proper sim racing title. Okay. We take the win. Fastest lap by a long way, big points in the standings as well. So let's mix it up, and for the next race, let's like intentionally start from the back. We'll keep the difficulty level. It feels pretty solid. Hang on. Wait, what track's this? Oh, it's Silverstone. Yeah, okay. 5-minute race. Let's give it a go. Turn qualifying off for this one. Let's really get into a battle and try and fight our way through. My first ever race, oh, it's raining as well, great, was at Silverstone National in the MX-5s. I stalled on the grid, and actually that was the second race, but the first weekend, I stalled on the grid, so I had to basically fight through from the back. So it's a fun challenge on this track, really good for racing around. We've got tyres automated by weather, so let's just leave that as is. And yeah, let's give it a go. 16th on the grid. Some places to make up. I'm running single monitor, Lewis. Wet adds to the challenge here. Maybe a tiny jump start. We got away with it though. I crept, definitely crept. Let's see how we are in the wet. Not touched any other settings. All I did was skip qualifying. So we're 110 difficulty. And I think 90 aggression. It's a bit easier than the radicals. We need to try Project Motor Racing more, to be honest, Mad Driver. I've only driven it once, an early version, very brief period of time. So from my perspective, I can't really compare this to Project Motor Racing easily at all, especially because the Project Motor Racing setup I was on was just one steering wheel, and they were, well, the ones I tried anyway weren't set up. It felt like very optimally with force feedback, so I couldn't tell what was the game and what was the sim. That was a bit too easy, wasn't it, to get to P1 on the first lap? So I think it's very hard to tell. I've not tried it against the AI. I've only driven 2 tracks and a couple of cars. Unfortunately, one similarity at this early stage was I felt like there was a little bit of a lack of grip on the curbs. Not the same grabbiness as you get in the Project Cars games where it would pull you into the curbs, but there was like I don't know, the curbs felt a little bit unnatural to me when I had my little playthrough in Project Motor Racing. The physics they felt like an evolution of something that you might feel like Project Cars. Like they were more, the physics to me on that occasion felt a little bit more like an evolution of Project Cars than a rival to like iRacing or Le Mans Ultimate. So I think it falls more into the kind of Project Cars category, let's say, of driving games, and maybe like the Forza Motorsport and all these kind of things, but more sim focused. But I really enjoyed some of the classic cars, throwing them around. And I'm excited to see, I mean, the career mode and everything looks great. I just need to, there's so much we still need to test about it, so we need more time to play it, and obviously we need to see the actual game, because from what we tried in Zurich anyway, it was like a very early build, many months ago. And there's the driver feedback program is now online, so the pro drivers are being able to give feedback, which wasn't the case or it hadn't at least been publicised at that point. Thanks, Thierry. I think we've got it in the bag. 5.6 seconds clear, 2 minutes to go. Well, I say we've got it in the bag. It's these puddles that we've got to watch out for, because they are lethal.
2 minutes to go.
See, if I just turn a little bit, it starts sliding. Oh, that's a big puddle on the inside. That's what you got to watch for. So I saw that puddle, thankfully, but it was just all the water collecting on the inside line. If you drive through it, you're just going to get a massive aquaplaning moment, and it's going to snap on you. We're doing 111s. Lap times are actually not that slow. Oh, nice, Thierry. What are your thoughts on Gran Turismo 7? You enjoy it? Are you new to the franchise, or is this like what are your general opinions? I know that's a lot. That's maybe a very loaded question. Yeah, I'm just reading Nikki's comment as well. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Project Cars was very good for both online and offline in different ways. Like there was a ranking system for online, but that's not why it was good. It was good because the servers were so easy to make and easy to join. So like you could host a race and have you and your friends out on circuit within minutes, and it was all free once you had the game, which is not the case with a lot of modern sims. You're not paying extra for servers and all this kind of stuff. So great for league racing and really, really good for like just fun races with friends. And then the offline stuff, obviously having an engaging career mode like this with multiple tiers, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best career mode in any racing game, because I don't think there's enough of a immersive storyline. It's still, you know, you make your way through the tiers, you pick your championships, you get a result. It's great, but it's not the absolute pinnacle. But I would say a very good single player and very easy to access multiplayer with lots of options. So yeah, it's good. Oh, you think GT7's great? Yeah. I was doing one of the GT7 missions the other night, where one of the endurance missions. Look at this water on the straight here. Look, I'm aquaplaning all the way along here. I was doing one of the hour-long endurance missions, and they're just so much fun. The changeable weather is insane, absolutely insane. And as you can tell from this game, they're getting the extremes of the changeable weather very good as well, but it is lethal. Like, the amount I'm having to just drive around these puddles to survive is crazy. And I think we're on slicks. Or maybe not slicks, but... No, the race started wet, didn't it? A little bit, so we are probably on wets. Oof. Ooh. Oh, it's lethal. Anyway, 14-second win. Right, we've got nothing to really... The last race is fine now. I think we've probably got enough points, so we can give it a good challenge. I mean, I'm 5 seconds a lap quicker there in the early stages. So I think we can go into the last race. We'll see where we're at with points in terms of the overall championship. But yeah, 73 points, so we've got almost double third place. We're going to progress. So what I'm going to do for the last race of this stream, and I will probably do the vote for what we do next afterwards, but what I'm going to do is see what happens if we stick this on full difficulty, right? It's probably going to be crazy, but I'm just curious. So 120 difficulty, 90 aggression. Let's see what happens from the back of the grid. Brands Hatch GP, love the track. See if we've got a chance on 120 difficulty with no practice. I highly doubt it. But even if I can finish mid-pack, we shall see. The jump between 110 and 120, I have no idea how big that jump is. Yeah, Toka games were fantastic for career mode, like the Race Driver Grid. I did a full series on the channel for Race Driver Grid. Sorry, not Race Driver Grid. Race Driver 3, Toka Race Driver 3. I did a full playthrough series of the career mode, which was actually, there was a separate career mode and then a world tour mode. So I did the world tour mode, which is the best bit. And it's like a tier-based system, but you get cutscenes for each championship, and you have a race engineer who's kind of telling you about the cars, and it just feels a little bit more immersive because of that. There's not really a story. The previous two Toka games before that, so Toka Race Driver and Toka Race Driver 2, they had an actual story built into the cutscenes as well. It's like a narrative. Whereas the third one was more about being involved, being interested in cars. So they were cool. And then the Race Driver Grid has a cool career mode as well. Very different, but cool. Right, back of the grid, 5-minute race, 120 difficulty. Let's see what happens. Can we get a good position here? Okay, not a bad launch. To get the Toka games, you'd have to just find either a disc version or find a way of getting hold of it through some sort of, abandonware website or something, which is always a bit grey area, but right. Let's make our way through. Oh, that's too aggressive, but we survived. Yeah, you just got to be careful with playing these old games and try and do it in a decent way. The reason they're delisted a lot of the time is because of licensing agreements and stuff, so it's not legal to sell them. So it gets a bit complicated. But thankfully for me, when I played through Toka Race Driver 3, I already had the game, so I already had it loaded in and I could access it through Steam. And I've got the disc lying around somewhere. Okay, P8 on the first lap, bit of contact with the yellow one, but it was not too bad. We didn't really gain from it, so I'm not going to bother too much. We'll just see if we can actually keep with the AI or even make more positions here. Can carry decent speed, decent grip. Don't know how fast each corner is going to be in these cars yet, but we're doing our reconnaissance lap as we go here. Whoa! Up on the curb, we go around the outside of the 49. Yes. Oh, teammate squeezed us, but we'll get through. Oh, that's the rain on. Of course it is. Why is it always raining? Switch back.
That's fifth place. Great driving.
That rain's on heavy now, so we're going to have to watch for a lack of grip all of a sudden.
3 minutes remaining.
Oh, red one turned in. We'll let them... I was going to say let them rejoin, but then the yellow one gave us a big hit. Sorry about that. That was a little bit sketchy, but I tried to make decent space down the inside. I wouldn't drive like that online, don't worry. Okay, wipers are going to have to come on in a minute. Oh yeah, that's yeah, that's interesting. There are definitely still quirky handling characteristics with different cars for sure. Even the Ginetta here, like, it's good fun. There are some quirks to it. The Radical was obviously very tail happy, but that can be dialed out with setup and things. Oh, up on two wheels. And the difficulty level, as you can see, like, this is now 120 difficulty, which is the maximum from the back of the grid with no practice, and I'm easily, you know, surging my way to the front. Whereas in the Radical, you know, at 109, I couldn't. There were some tracks where I was miles off it. So there's still inconsistency with the AI, for sure. But now we've got to be careful because we're probably on slicks and it's proper rain now. We've got a minute and a half to go. 1 lap to go. We've experienced a lot of wet races though today, which has been interesting. So they're clearly making the most of the weather effects that are available to the game in the early stages of the career mode. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nikki. I'm sure you can get hold of another copy though if you do miss it. You'll still have all your save data and everything. You'll probably be able to get it cheaper as well than you in the future. Good luck, Thierry, with your going for gold. Ooh. We're 8 seconds in the lead, so definitely a bit of an imbalance with the AI of this championship. Touch the grass. Thankfully the Ginetta has barely any power, so it's got more power than the Junior, but when you really stick the throttle down to, you know, catching a slide, you do not lose it under power. You just lose it. Here we go. Race win. Too easy, unfortunately. Like, I would love to be able to say, oh, that's great, we've just beaten the hardest difficulty and everything, but we're 4 seconds a lap quicker, so that's not quite right. But we'll take the progress. 3 wins, 3 podiums. Beautiful trophy. Ginetta, GT5 champion. And we will probably unlock some new events, maybe some invitationals. There you go. 109 points. We win the championship. And we have unlocked the accolade for winning the championship. We've unlocked Mercedes Winter Wonderlands because we've completed 15 races in career mode. So we do have another invitational, which I'm not going to do just now. I'll just have a look at the event in the roster here. So it's low grip, it's called. So there you go, Mercedes Winter Wildlands, and it's a rallycross race around Sampala Ice Circuit. So a cool invitational event there. And then, if you guys have enjoyed this stream, let us know by leaving a like. First of all, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future streams and future videos. But I know most of you, many of you, are already subscribed, so that's very much appreciated. But yeah, I want to know if you've enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed it, let us know in the comments. As I say, leave a like, and we'll be able to tell from that whether you guys want to see another episode of this series in future. So we've obviously started this career path with you guys choosing the route. We've gone through Tier 6, we've now gone through Tier 5 after a poor performance in Sports Car Lights. We got through the GT5 Challenge. Next up, it gets really interesting because we've got Formula Renault 3.5, Group C, GT4s, the Cayman Cup, Group A, and then the Rallycross Lights Regional. So I reckon in a total of 3 or 4 streams, we could make our way through this career path quite well, trying out a few different things. So if you've enjoyed it, we might well see another one. And keep your eyes peeled, because I would love to do this again in the future, but we obviously want to cover everything on Traction, so we will be playing other sims throughout. It's not just going to be Project Cars focused. We've done a lot of Project Cars in recent weeks, but again, it's because I wanted to revisit the games, and I'm working on a project at the moment which involves those games. So yeah, Yorkie, we might reach out to you as well. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for commenting. And yeah, you did some awesome work on this game as well. The feature-lit race engineer is just brilliant. So really, really good. There are flaws, like there always are with these sorts of games, and it's just fun to actually explore them. And you really do need to play the game again to properly sort of not expose the flaws, but you really need to play it more than for a little bit to actually truly begin to understand it. You know, get some consistency going, try lots of different series, then you start to unravel some of the things. But I think it still stands up very well, and I think over the longer period it stands up better than Project Cars. And I think you have to praise the content, the variety in disciplines. You have to praise the look of the game. The visuals are incredible. The big step forward from the AI. They're not perfect, but they're better than they were in the first game. They're more consistent than they were in the first game. Clearly not 100%, but better. And all in all, it's just a really good fun race. A really good fun game to have races in, is what I'm trying to say. I always run out of words when it gets to the end of these streams. I run out of words early on. Too many words. Awesome, thank you, Nikki. Well, obviously I'll try my best to schedule the streams in advance like we do, so you'll be able to see when we're next streaming Project Cars 2 and join us for that one, or join us for our other streams playing other sim racing titles and racing games, whether they're modern and new, or whether they're old like this, or even older, maybe 20-year-old games, who knows. Plenty of things to play, and all the time in the world to play it in. There will be a video of it, but there will be a video, but not necessarily a video on just this game, so you'll be able to see that when it comes out as well. Brilliant. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you again next time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever it is you're doing. As I say, I'll not be here next week for a stream, but I will be back again in probably a couple of weeks, and Traction videos will continue to flow as always, and I shall see you all very soon. So in the meantime, have a great weekend, enjoy your sim racing, enjoy whatever it is you're doing, and catch you again soon. Bye!